Elite 8.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
There I am.
yes.
The Elite 8. We have finally made it to the divisional round. And we are going to talk about all of that and more. And we are going to open up the floodgates after we talk about our picks. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but
I think intro to do.
That's right. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Football freaks, gridiron geeks, have no fear. Horsemen are here in the flesh, baby. What is going on,
hell
everybody? Happy Wednesday night to each and every single one of you, beautiful people. I, of course, am Alex, a Pizzled 90, fan of the now eliminated Miami Dolphins. It's going to be a long off season, folks. A lot of things are going to happen. Let me just say that. And of course, sitting next to me is one Rowdy.
Yeah, I got Rowdy here with me again. Boy,
And Tiny Tim.
Yeah. Yes, and of course, don't forget about Tiny Tim, your boy representing America's team 24/7, 365. Rowdy, what did you think about that game?
Wow.
Oh, Alex, he wants Jimmy.
Oh, you want to hear Jimmy right off the bat? I got you.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Oh man, what a game that was Monday night. We'll get into it when we do the recaps.
We called it.
We called it. I mean, Alex and I were the only ones who said that the Cowboys would upset the GOAT, and they did. They did for the first time, and maybe the last time.
Most likely the last time.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm sure LC Muscles is going to be here very soon.
Yes, he will. As will Steel Sermon. My
and not only that. Go ahead and tell him, Alex.
When we get done with our picks, whenever that may be, we are opening up the floodgates. I'm going to put the link to the StreamYard in the chat, and then you will give your thoughts on the games this Saturday and this Sunday.
Power to the people.
That's right. Power to the people, because we are the best pick'em show in the world.
And because we love each and every one of you.
That's right. Absolutely. What's going on, Snowman, Eric, Joshua Cook, Bill's Mafia? How you guys doing tonight? Greetings and salutations to each and every single one of you. Dave's here at Pencil, yeah. All right. So, the wild card was absolutely crazy this past week.
It was wild.
It was wild in more ways than one. let me just upload this real quick. It is time for a little recap. Starting out last Saturday night, or afternoon, rather, it was the San Francisco 49ers defeating the Seattle Seahawks 41-23. Brock Purdy still proven that he is not irrelevant, is irrelevant no more. He's putting this team on his back, and he is doing his damnedest. 7th round pick, doing a damn good job.
Jimmy who?
Trey who is more like it.
Or Trey who?
Trey who is more like it. Yeah, because Jimmy, you know, he unfortunately got the short end of the stick. He's probably not going to be on the team next year.
Probably not.
But when it came to this game, it was pretty close in the first half. And then it was an absolute blowout. It was an absolute blowout. Seattle only scored 6 points after halftime. 49ers were only down by 1 point, but then in the third quarter they scored 7. Fourth quarter they scored 18.
Yep, those 49ers turn on the afterburners just like Tom Cruise in Top Gun.
That's right. Brock Purdy, like we said, rookie making his 6th start in the NFL, finished the game 18 of 30, 322 yards, 3 touchdowns, while also rushing for 4 times, 16 yards, and 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, run CMC, ran the ball 15 times for 119 yards, while also catching 2 passes for 17 yards and a touchdown. Debo was the game's top receiver with 6 receptions, 133 yards, and a touchdown, while also rushing 3 times for 32 yards. For the Seahawks, Geno Smith, who a lot of people think is the comeback player of the year. Me personally, I think it's one Saquon Barkley. He finished the day going 25 of 35, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, while also rushing 4 times for 28 yards. Metcalf was his top target, 10 receptions, 136 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the San Francisco 49ers are moving on to play somebody to be determined. Well, actually, not to be determined. We all know who it's going to be, but we're going to talk about that in just a little bit.
Right.
So, yeah, San Fran beat the Seahawks 41-23. And then Saturday night, we saw one of the most epic comebacks in football history.
Third biggest in playoff history.
As the Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the Los Angeles Superchargers 31-30. This game, like I said, was going to be a shootout. It was 2 young studs going at it. One Justin Herbert and one Trevor Lawrence. And what an absolute fun match this was.
So what was the score at halftime?
At halftime, the score was 27-7.
And then after that, wow.
Then after that, the Chargers only scored a field goal in the third quarter. Jacksonville scored 24 unanswered points after that. And the rest, as they say, is history, I think. Right?
I think so.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence completed 28 of 47 passes, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns with 4 interceptions in the first half.
Yeah, that was kind of a scary part right there. I mean, I didn't think they were going to recover after that.
I didn't either. I thought he was going to be benched. I thought he was going to be benched. to be honest, Trevor Lawrence at halftime, but they didn't. They stuck with their young guy, and he got the job done. He also ran for 8 yards. Travis Etienne was the top rusher of the game, 20 carries, 109 yards, caught a pass for 12. Evan Ingram was the top receiver. He had 7 receptions for 93 yards and 1 touchdown. Let's see. Justin Herbert on the other side finished 27 of 43, 273 yards and 1 touchdown, while also rushing for 3 times for 12 yards. Gerald Everett was his top target, 6 catches for 109 yards and score. Austin Eckler, who had 1,637 yards from scrimmage during the regular season, scored twice, but was held to just 13 carries, 35 yards, and 2 receptions for 8 total yards. Following the game, offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi and passing games coordinator and quarterbacks coach Shane Day were let go. Unfortunately, it was not Brandon Staley like we all thought was going to happen.
Right.
Because he needs to go. If we're being honest, he's the anchor that's holding this team back.
Right.
With all his dumb, idiotic decisions, with all his gambles that have not been paying off, he's the one that needs to be shown the door. Sure, me.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. 31-30 was the final from Jacksonville. And then on Sunday, we had the Dolphins losing to the Buffalo Bills 34-31. I streamed this game. And you know what? Give credit where credit is due. Buffalo was the better team. I got to say, the rivalry is back. The Bills-Dolphins rivalry, it was gone for a few years, but now I believe it is going to be one of the best rivalries in all the NFL. It'll be up there with Steelers-Ravens. It'll be up there with Packers-Vikings. It'll be up there with all those rivalries. But, yeah, Buffalo was the better team, 100%. Josh Allen went 23 of 39 for 352 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a lost fumble that was returned for a touchdown. Stephon Diggs was the game's leading receiver, 7 catches, 114 yards, and Gabriel Davis had 6 catches for 113 yards in the score. Matt Milano, who was their linebacker, had 10 tackles, 8 solo tackles, and 2 sacks. Skylar Thompson for the Dolphins threw for 220 yards and a touchdown, but completed just 18 of 45 passes and was picked off not once, but twice. Tyreek Hill was the leading receiver for the Dolphins. He had 7 receptions for 69 nice yards. Jalen Waddle, I got to say, was not looking so hot. But
he ain't no screw up.
He's not.
No. He was one of my main players on one of my fantasy leagues right there. He helped me pull through. So Waddle is going to be around for a while. Hopefully they can hold on to him.
Oh, yeah. For sure. So, yeah. Buffalo beat Miami, and they are moving on to the next round. 34-31 was the final from Buffalo. And then probably in the biggest upset of the wild card weekend, if you're asking me, we had the New York Giants defeating the Minnesota Vikings 31-24.
Oh my gosh, I did not see that coming.
I did not either. This game was going back and forth all throughout. One of they already played each other this past year. Week 16, the Vikings beat them 27-24. And that was one off of a last-second field goal from one Greg the Leg Joseph. Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Go Owls. That's right. But this time, the shoe was on the other foot. As the Giants, somehow, some way, are advancing to play the Philadelphia Eagles. And they will. The Vikings lost their first one-possession game all year, despite finishing 11-0 in such games during the regular season.
Right.
Daniel Jones orchestrated his 6th game-winning drive of the season and became the first person in NFL history to accumulate 300 passing yards, 75 rushing yards, and 2 passing touchdowns in one playoff game.
Yeah.
His 379 scrimmage yards in a playoff game set a franchise record by a Giants quarterback. Saquon Barkley only ran the ball 9 times for 53 yards, but tacked on 2 scores and an additional 56 yards on 5 catches. Kirk Cousins, on the other hand, played well for the Vikings, throwing 73 yards, passing 2 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. TJ Hawkinson, who they traded from the Detroit Lions, was the Vikings' leading receiver, 129 yards on 10 catches. And Justin Jefferson, despite his opening drive, only finished with 47 yards on 7 catches.
Wow.
And there we go. Giants are moving on. And the final from Minnesota was 24-31. Giants moving on. And then Sunday night, you had the Bengals beating the Ravens 24-17. Didn't have Lamar. Didn't really think that was much of an issue, but apparently it was.
I guess. Yeah.
It was. Joe Burrow completed 23 of 32 passes for 209 yards for a touchdown, while rushing for 9 yards and a score. Jamar Chase was the Bengals' leading receiver with 9 receptions for 84 yards and 1 touchdown. And starting in place for an injured Lamar Jackson, we had one Tyler Huntley, and he finished the day with going 17 of 29 for 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, while also rushing 9 times for 54 yards. J.K. Dobbins had 13 carries for 62 yards and caught 4 passes for 43 yards and a score. And Hamilton, who was their rookie first-round pick from Notre Dame, had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and 9 total tackles, 5 solo. The Bengals are the better team. They are moving on, and they might possibly, once again, win the AFC.
Good.
Could potentially happen. And they were the better team this past Sunday. 24-17 was the final there. And then Monday night.
Yes.
What do you got to say about your boys?
Yes, history was made. We finally got one monkey off our backs. Cowboys won their first road playoff game in 30 years. In fact, it was the last playoff game was, of course, the NFC Championship game of the 92 season at San Francisco against the 49ers. Cowboys defeated them. I think the final score was 30-20 in that game.
It was.
And that was the moment where Jimmy Johnson first said those famous words. Alex, play it.
Oh, you want me to play it?
It was the first time he said it right there.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, and 30 years later, I still love hearing that.
Oh, yeah.
And for the very first time
ever,
in and maybe for the last time,
Ever.
we beat Tom Brady. We beat the GOAT.
She did.
It was like almost a total domination right in the first half. I mean, listen to these numbers here. Dak Prescott. I was really worried about him, but he did all right for himself. 25 out of 33 passes, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns,
4.
and 0 interceptions, believe it or not. 0 interceptions. Leading rusher for the Cowboys, Tony Pollard, 15 carries for 77 yards. Zeke Elliott, he did, 13 carries for 27 yards. And of course, Dak had that one rushing touchdown himself, which is pretty nice. Leading receiver for the Cowboys, our man, tight end Dalton Schultz, 7 receptions for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb got a touchdown. He went 4 receptions for 68 yards. Michael Gallup scored a touchdown. He went 5 receptions for 46 yards. Also, rookie tight end Jake Ferguson. We got T.Y. Hilton got a couple of catches. Noah Brown got a couple of catches. Even Tony got 3. Zeke got 1. On the defensive side, we were able to sack Tom Brady twice. Once by number 11 from heaven, Micah Parsons, of course, and by a recent guy that we signed off. We got Jonathan Hankins. We got him a few weeks ago. He was able to get his hands on Tom Brady. And J. Ron Curse intercepted Tom Brady. So, but the one thing.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Brett Maher, the kicker for the Cowboys. After the Cowboys scored the first 4 touchdowns, he missed not 1.
What?
Not 2.
What?
Not 3.
What?
But 4 extra points.
What?
That's right. He missed 4 extra points. My question is, why is he still on the roster? I would have cut him right after the game.
Or at least have like the punter take some kicks.
Oh, yeah, maybe the punter, Brian Anger.
Yeah.
The All-Pro. You know, in fact, I was talking to a friend. I was at a watch party Monday night, and I was sitting with my friends, and I was saying, you know what? Maybe they should give Charlie Brown a chance. At least they're not going to swipe the football away like Lucy would. At least give Charlie Brown a chance. They're not going to swipe the football away like Lucy would at the last second.
No. No chance.
But this morning they decided they're gonna keep Brian Anger. Hopefully he'll get some
Maher too.
Oh yeah, they'll keep Anger. They'll keep Maher, especially for Maher. I think he needs to do a lot of practicing before they get on that plane to San Fran next week. And speaking of San Fran, where's our man?
What do you mean?
Our man A-Bomb.
Oh.
I wonder if he's lurking around somewhere.
I wonder.
Because if he's around and if he's available, I want him.
Okay. I mean, I don't think he's live right now. Let me check real quick.
Meanwhile, on the Buccaneers side, Tom Brady in a losing effort, but he did quite well. 35 of 66, 66 pass attempts. Are you kidding me?
Whoa.
66 pass attempts. Total of 351 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Rashad White, 7 carries for 41 yards. Leonard Fournette almost had to put an APB on him. Only got 5 carries for 11 yards. Their leading receiver was Chris Godwin.
That's right.
10 receptions, 85 yards. Julio Jones got 1 of 2 touchdowns. Cameron Bate got the other one. Mike Evans, 6 receptions for only 74 yards. Russell Gage, 2 receptions for 10 yards. Tom Brady and Devin Hopkins, they both fumbled the ball. And not only Vita Vea was the only person that got a sack on Dak Prescott. But that's basically it. Cowboys take this one by a score of 31-14.
Hell yeah.
They're heading to Santa Clara to be exact, where Levi Stadium is, by the way. Mm-hmm. And man, I would love to have A-Bomb on.
Oh yeah, I know you would, and so would I. All right. Biggest winners and losers of the wild card round. You up for
I'd say the biggest winners.
Giants.
Well, I hadn't thought of that. I mean, the Giants pretty much impressed me. I like I said, I didn't see that coming. I thought that that the trio of Jefferson. Well, that's actually a 4-headed monster right now. You got Kirk Cousins, you got Jefferson. Of course, you got my man Adam hooked on a Thielen. Ooga shaka, ooga shaka, ooga. And of course, their newest acquisition, TJ Hawkinson. I thought they were just going to run through that Giants defensive line. But they came up a little bit short, so I'll give a tip of the hat to the New York Giants, and I know there's a couple of guys that are very, very happy about that.
Oh yeah,
that would be my good buddies John Natale and John Flynn. Flynn for the win.
For the win, baby. Hooked on Sports, yes sir.
Yes, Hooked on Sports. That's his podcast. Look for it. You're gonna like it.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Former guest picker on Four Horsemen.
Exactly. Just a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Who was your biggest winner?
Biggest winner for me, I got to say the Jaguars. It is the Jaguars because
how about that?
Them making history, coming back from being down. What was it? 20. They were 20. It was 27-7 at halftime.
I think so, yeah.
And they blew the ever-living shit out of the Los Angeles Chargers. And they are moving on. They are facing the Chiefs this week. And it is going to be that's going to be a fun matchup because we saw that matchup a couple months ago. And now we're going to see it once again. And it's going to be great. Another big winner for me, I forgot to mention this during the Bengals and Ravens game, but Sam Hubbard. He's the guy that had the fumble return for the touchdown that went like coast to coast.
98 yards.
From coast to coast.
From border to border.
That was awesome. They called it the fumble in the jungle, right, Dashy?
The fumble in the jungle. I like that.
The fumble in the jungle. 100%. As far as biggest losers are concerned, there's two that come to mind. One of which is Brandon Staley, because he should not be the head coach of the Chargers, if you're asking me. Oh, that is a very good point. Thank you for bringing this up, Natalie. He is unbeaten in playing in Saturdays. Trevor Lawrence is undefeated his entire playing career.
Well, you might as well just call him Tony Manero. Looks like he's got Saturday night fever, you know?
Hey, yes, sir. Yeah, Brandon Staley. I don't think he should still be the head coach of the Chargers. That's just me being honest. But the other one, I think you can agree with me on this. Maher.
Yeah.
Brett Maher. Because like we said, not one.
What?
Not two.
What?
Not three.
What?
Four.
4 times.
4 times.
4
extra point.
times you missed the point. It was a gimme. It was right there.
Just a chip shot, you know?
That had us all asking ourselves.
You for real?
And
Bitch, are you for real?
And that was the same.
Why?
Yeah. Hey, after that game, even though I was very happy, they asked me, do you want to keep Brett Maher on the team after all that? Play a song.
Oh, you want me to play? What? Actually, you want to play a song?
Yeah, play it.
Wait,
I didn't want him.
Say it again. Wait, say that again.
They asked me if I would keep Brett Maher after those 4 missed extra points.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
And for some strange reason, I get the report this morning saying they're going to keep him.
At least until the playoffs are done. Makes sense.
Yeah.
At least until the playoffs are done, it makes sense. LC is actually on his way. He actually just got home, so he should be joining us in just a couple minutes.
John Starr, what's up? Leo, how you doing? Natalie, Josh,
John
Dashy.
Peter North. Dalvin Cook chopped liver. I don't know about that. Leo, how's it going? Snowman, we already said what's up. CA, Joshua Cook, yes sir, yes sir. Oh, actually, banana. Yeah. So, I guess we can get an early start on these games, if you don't mind.
Yep.
So. Here we go. Starting out Saturday afternoon. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. This game is in Arrowhead. He's not here. He's going to have to deal with it. The Chiefs are 8.5-point favorites. Just go with it.
We'll go with it.
Just go with it. Referee for this game. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. NFL refs. Divisional round. Boom, 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 boom. Still not there yet. Divisional round. We got, let's see here. We have, for Jaguars and Chiefs, it is Sean Hockley. And the announcers did not get that one either.
It's going to be on NBC.
It is on NBC, so it's probably going to be Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth.
Probably.
Divisional round. Let's see right here. Ba, 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 ba. It is Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. So, who you got and why for the Jaguars and the Chiefs?
Wow. We get the weekend started with a real good one right here. Oh my God. Didn't these teams meet each other like maybe a year ago, or
They
was
actually
it
played
this
each other in
year?
November.
Back in November.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Jaguars kind of upend those Chiefs?
They came pretty close.
They came close.
Came pretty close.
That shows you what kind of team Jacksonville is turning out to be. I mean, no matter what happens in this game, you gotta watch out for Jacksonville next year because I think if they keep that offense, keep Trevor Lawrence's head on a swivel, I think they could probably repeat as division champions.
Oh.
But you got Kansas City. Kansas City's got 2 weeks rest. Hopefully they haven't collected any rust.
Oh, yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes is getting ready to get his team back to the promised land after winning their 7th straight division title.
7.
7. Wow. And I agree with you, Cougar. I agree with you. I would like to see Jacksonville get a win, but unfortunately, I got bad news and good news.
Oh.
Bad news is I believe Jacksonville will come up short. But the good news is I believe Jacksonville can cover those 8 points. I mean, they're that good.
Yes.
They're that good.
Give
me the Chiefs winning. Give me the Jaguars covering. Final score 30-24 Chiefs.
Wow. I just realized we got a lot of 49ers fans in this chat right now.
Oh, boy.
We got a lot of 49ers fans. So, Tim, you're probably going to be outnumbered this week.
But I'm ready for the main one. I'm ready for A-Bomb. Does anybody know A-Bomb out there? I'm sure y'all in the Trash Talk Central.
TTC.
If y'all can get a hold of A-Bomb.
I think I know somebody who might know.
Well, look who's here.
Look at this.
What's up?
Hey.
Look at this guy.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired.
Welcome back.
Man.
Thank you.
Welcome home.
Why don't you get a nice beverage?
That's right.
Yeah.
How's it going, man? How we
Good,
doing,
man.
LC?
I'm tired. I've been working all day. Just literally got home maybe about 2 minutes ago, so I tried getting everything set up. So
there we go. All right.
Well, highlight Leo G's comment right there. Man, that's
Hold up. Have a
piece of paper taped over my moment covering Tim's cam.
What the hell? That's not very nice.
We got a lot of Niner fans in here tonight. You'll see.
We got a lot.
So,
we got a lot of San Francisco 49ers fans.
But out of all these Niner fans here, there's only one that I have on the show tonight, and we're trying to get him in here.
Well, check the private message. Check the private chat.
Yep.
I want A-Bomb.
All right. Well, we'll see what I can do.
Oh, I hope that happens.
Oh my God. I want to see the big guy once again.
Okay.
We'll see what I can do, man.
Before we get to your pick for the Jaguars and Chiefs, Lucas, what were your thoughts on this past wild card weekend?
There's a lot, but I'll try and condense what I can down for each game. Give me a second here. So I just had to get myself a beer.
That's right. Modelo. Ooh, a Modelo.
Yes, I needed a beer after a long day I had. So
respect.
With me, the games recap. If you want to recap whatever the games
let
I
me
can,
check this
I'll
off.
pull them up. So just give me a second.
This off real
So we had
quick.
the wild card first game of Seahawks and 49ers. Niners kept it close. I mean, Seahawks kept it close, but unfortunately, there was no way the Niners were going to lose to the Seahawks. Let's be honest here. The Niners offense is really good, and I'm extremely excited to see how they do next week. It'll be a very good game. Then we have the Atlanta Chargers, as I like to call them, who blew a 27-0 lead. Ooh.
There you go.
Anyways, the Atlanta Chargers blew a 27-0 lead. They absolutely just blew it. They fired their offensive coordinator, which they should have done.
Still overrated.
Yeah. I didn't think it was Herbert's fault. Joey Bosa really screwed them over too.
Oh, Joey Bosa. I forgot all about that. Him slamming his helmet down.
That helmet slam that was completely idiotic. There was no reason to do so. Yeah, they were disappointing as hell, man. Jaguars deserve to win though, and Jaguars are a resilient team. Like, I think they're the first playoff team to ever come back from having 5 turnovers or more and win a game, which is actually insane to think about.
Yeah.
Right.
So after that is the Sunday games, Bills and Dolphins. I am very impressed with how the Dolphins play. They had a fantastic game. Alex, your stream was awesome, by the way.
Plus, I got rated by Tom Grossi and Brandon Byrne. That was way too.
That was incredible. Fantastic stream they had. Dolphins played really well. If it wasn't for the drops, then the Dolphins probably would have won. I was actually telling my manager about while I was on my way to one of my games. I'm not going to say where I'm at, but still. Night. Anyways,
See ya.
Yeah, the Dolphins. I'm surprised how good they looked, man. Skylar Thompson looked really good in his first playoff start. I really think they should keep Skylar Thompson around as a backup to Tua next year. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater should be. I think Teddy Bridgewater needs to retire.
Thank you.
He's getting injured.
Yeah.
Skylar needs to be the quarterback too, unless the Dolphins really want to go crazy in free agency. But I don't know if they will now because doctors did say that Tua Tagovailoa will be able to play next year if he could stay healthy.
Good. As he should.
So we'll see what happens there. Bills, though, I expected better from them offensively. Josh Allen really performed terribly. Some of his throws were really bad. Like, I will say those interceptions could have been easily avoided.
Yeah.
But the Bills, I'm going to give them credit, man. They got the job done. They made LA Beast happy. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
They made him happy. He was at the game sitting next to a Dolphins fan, so that was pretty fun. He actually got a little bit on TV as well, which was pretty cool. But still, overall, the Bills, I think they could have played a lot better. Realistically, I think they could have played a lot better. They overlooked the Dolphins, and I don't think they'll overlook the Bengals next week. And we have the Vikings and the Giants. Giants offense just looked really solid throughout the whole game. And Daniel Jones is the first quarterback in postseason history to throw for 300 yards and rush for over 50 in a game, which is incredible. Daniel Jones, you can't go wrong with him, man. And Brian Daboll, man, it's going to come down to Brian Daboll and Doug Pearson for Coach of the Year. I think both of them are just really good coaches. Brian Daboll had a really solid game plan for holding Justin Jefferson down. TJ Hawkinson tried to keep the Vikings in. But Kirk Cousins, dude, I gotta do this, man. Whenever Kirk Cousins is not in a 1:00 game,
he stinks.
He crumbles. He stinks. Do you have any clips that could say anything similar to that?
I got something close.
Let's see.
Life sucks, and then you die.
Yep, that's Kirk Cousins at
There you
4:30. That's Kirk Cousins at 4:30 of primetime games. I like that though.
Yes.
So yeah, the Dolphins did good, but the Vikings, I expected better from you. And then the Giants, I think that will continue to build on success. And their defensive line, I don't think anybody's mentioned this yet. Giants' defensive line is extremely underrated.
Oh, yeah.
That defensive line, they continue to add to that in the next draft. This Giants team could be a force for the next few years. Even my brother was very happy that the Giants won.
He's a Giants fan, right?
Yeah, my brother's a Giants fan, so he was
That's
very
right.
happy that the Giants won. Then we had the Ravens and the Bungles. Hold on 1 second. I'm just going to take off my necklace real quick. Then I got a lot to talk about this game. I got a
I'll
lot.
bet.
Because
I'll
this
bet
is
you
the one
do.
this is the one I watched, and I actually joined Dashy's stream during the
did?
game. I was with Dashy. I actually got to hang out with Dashy for a bit during the game. So, Ravens and Bungles. Rat fucks.
Red Bucks. Red Bucks.
Rat fucks. Rat fucks. Rat fucks. Rat fucks. Rat fucks. Red zone. All the Ravens fans I know. What happened?
What happened?
I'm sorry, dude. You can't even get Lamar Jackson to travel with you to support your team. He'd rather be at home doing nothing and preparing himself to be an ex-Baltimore Raven. The Ravens, I will give them some bit of credit. They hung in there for as long as they could because the Bengals did not play their best football. They made mistakes. Joe Burrow did make some mistakes. That one fumble that they had really hurt them. I think the Bengals could have played a lot better. And what's crazy to think about is Joe Burrow's all his playoff wins have been helped by the defense.
Yeah.
So Joe Burrow hasn't had
Big
that
time.
next step up as a playoff quarterback. He's had to rely on his defense for the most part. But I will say, though, the Ravens, that last drive by the Baltimore Ravens, John Harbaugh, what the actual hell were you thinking?
He wasn't.
You had two timeouts. Wait, hold on. Let me just go through this real quick.
Oh, sorry.
You had 2 timeouts. You had over 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. And you decide to waste 34 seconds doing nothing after you get the first down. Nothing. And then you throw an incompletion, take a 4-second play run incompletion. Then after that, guess what the genius mind of John Harbaugh called after that? A draw play, a running play on 2nd down and 10 with less than 30 seconds left, and then you finally call a timeout after he got tackled. Baltimore's defense kept him in for the majority of it, but Baltimore's offense is complete trash. And John Harbaugh, he cannot coach in the postseason. Other than 2008 and in 2012, what has John Harbaugh done in the postseason? Other than being an overrated-ass Titans team a few years ago. What has he done? Nothing. And yet people will say, oh, but he's better coaching Mike Tomlin.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not.
No, he's not.
I'm sorry. John Harbaugh is
Not even
not.
close.
Not even close. And you know what's the best part about all this?
What's that?
Not only is Lamar leaving next year, you just paid Roquan Smith. Your defense may be good, but your offense is going to be one of the worst offenses next year in the league. Your defense is going to be completely exposed next year when you have Zach Wilson as your quarterback next year.
Whoa.
Completely shit the bed and go.
Wow.
Wait a second.
Zach
Wait,
Wilson.
Zach Wilson to the Ravens?
I think Lamar Jackson goes to the New York Jets. I think either goes to the Jets or the Falcons. I'm not kidding you. I think this is going to happen.
Wow.
Lamar
The Ravens
Falcons.
are a dumpster fire of an organization right now. I really think.
Damn.
I think Lamar's getting paid. I wouldn't be so sure about that, Sia Cougar, because the Steelers are up and coming next year. And the Bengals, we'll see about what they do next year, but they might lose a few pieces. But still, Baltimore, you may have a good defense, but your offense is absolutely trash.
Trash.
Garbage.
Off at red. Then the Monday night game, I didn't even watch the first half of it. I was working. I saw how bad Tampa Bay played. Tiny Tim was in his glory. I should not have bet against the Cowboys that game. I thought Tom Brady was going to be able to do something, but Tom Brady looked like absolute garbage. Tom Brady, every throw he made me feel just going like this.
Damn.
Exactly. And Byron Leftwich is fired.
Well, they actually fired Leftwich
They did.
Oh, they did.
Today. They just fired Leftwich today.
today. They did today.
They did today.
Wow,
Byron Leftwich was fired
that's
offensive
news to
coordinator.
me.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Sam Hubbard
crazy.
did have a great play. I will say that was a phenomenal play, Dashy. But the Cowboys' defense looked really solid overall, and Dak Prescott had his best play. I think that's Dak Prescott's best game that I've seen him play. But Brett Maher, I don't know what happened to him, man. He got some bad juju or whatever. But man,
Yeah, tell me about
not
it.
on his A game. But hey, at least he'll have a better game next week.
Hey, you should have heard. You should have heard what I told Alex before you got here.
What's that?
I mean, LC. I mean, Brett Maher was so bad.
Oh,
They should have put Charlie Brown in there.
oh yeah,
Oh my God, Charlie Brown.
and Lucy.
At least they wouldn't have anyone swiping the football away at the last second.
Exactly.
You know?
I will say that Russell Gage, I hope he's okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Russell Gage, that was kind of sad, unfortunately, what happened to him, but I think he'll recover.
You'll be
I
all
think
right.
he'll definitely recover, but still, that was kind of scary, to be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
But so overall, I'm happy with how they played, and I'm really intrigued to see how good.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes, and the rest of these playoffs go. So,
That's right.
Cowboys, I'll give you credit, man. You played a phenomenal game.
Finally
Let's
beat the GOAT.
Yeah, finally beat the go. I mean, I thought it was going to be closer than what I thought it was. I was thinking Tom Brady was going to be playoff bound Tom Brady, where he is basically invincible.
Someone asked me a question. Do you think Tampa tanks and drafts a new QB or sign quarterback in free agency? Well, Tom Brady's not coming back to Tampa.
No,
Let's
he's
be
not coming back
Not.
to Tampa.
No.
I don't think they're going to roll with Kyle Trask.
You know, I think they're going to
don't
get
think Blaine Gabbert's Derek Carr.
Jimmy Garoppolo. I think they're going to get Jimmy G.
Ooh.
That could be possible.
What about Derek Carr, though?
Indianapolis. And
Man. Man,
they draft a quarterback, but they can't. But Jim Irsay. I'm sorry, they're not going to until they convince me they're not going to sign a veteran quarterback. It's going to be the same cycle over and over again every year with the Colts. They're another dumpster fire organization too.
it's true. It's
Jim
true.
Irsay has got to be so delusional.
Well, yeah, he does the booger sugar.
Yeah. So people just to address it, people free agency thing. People are saying this. Free agency quarterbacks. I'll just make my prediction now. Zach Wilson's a Raven. Lamar Jackson's a Jet. Jimmy G's a Buccaneer. Derek Carr's a Colt. Tom Brady's a Raider.
Oh,
And those are my big ones. And I think Bryce Young goes to Houston.
Gardner Minshew is a Dolphin.
Gardner Minshew would be a good
Is a
guy.
Dolphin.
Mike
Must
Evans
be.
is saying.
Mike Evans, I think, stays in Tampa. Yes.
I think so.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, I think, retire. I agree. With
I would
that.
love to see Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady retire, but it's not going to happen. Aaron Rodgers wants the money. That's not happening.
No.
Yes.
You gotta go. We gotta go.
Gotta go.
And speaking of going, I gotta go, but I'll be right back.
Well, there we
All
go.
right, no problem.
And there we go. So, do you have any biggest winners and losers of the week?
Biggest winners and losers.
Hard
Oh
bench.
boy. You guys already went over yours?
We did.
Okay. My biggest winner is Doug Peterson and Brian Dable.
Okay.
especially for their new teams, getting those wins. It's absolutely huge. Fantastic momentum for them. And getting this far, even just getting this far, is absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Just getting this far in the season is absolutely incredible for both rookie head coaches. Well, Doug Peterson's not really a rookie anymore. He's it's his first year in a new team. But still, Brian Dable and Doug Peterson are my biggest winners.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest loser.
Come on. Say it. Say it. You know you want to say it. You know you want to say it.
John Harbaugh.
Oh, there it is.
John Harbaugh. He's my biggest loser.
I knew he was going to say it.
And then, literally, get this. I literally was, I don't know if you know the channel Jaguar Gator 9. They did a show.
Sounds familiar.
He did a show, and he did thoughts after the game. And I asked him, "Are you doing any dumb decisions on John Harbaugh?" And he said, "That's a definite possibility." And then what happens that next day? He does a video about dumb decision for John Harbaugh.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Have fun in the offseason, Ravens being one of the worst teams next year. It'll be great seeing you back at the bottom of the AFC North. It'll be funny to see you worse than the Browns. That's how bad I think the Ravens will be next year. They're going to be worse than the Browns.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
I would love to see that.
And yes, we do have the 32nd over. We do have the 32nd pick, and then the draft now. Thank goodness, which actually is nice. We actually have that pick now, thanks to the Bears.
All right.
And Omar Khan, I love that. Love that trade now more than ever.
Absolute legend. Legendary pick. I hope Chase Claypool does something for the Bears because they need a lot of help.
They do.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, Ravens are being worse than the Browns. I'm calling it right now.
That's a bold take. That is a bold move.
I am bold.
See if it pays off.
Let's see.
All right, now let's get to this weekend. Starting out Saturday. Tim already gave his pick. I'm going to go next if you don't mind because you've been talking for quite a while.
I've been talking a lot. So
all right, but first up. The Chiefs are 8.5-point favorites.
Let's see, 8.5-point favorites. I'm pretty sure you are right. You want to go 7 for 7? Yep. You are 7 for 7. Good job.
All right, I like it. Let's keep it up. So the Chiefs beat the Jaguars 27-17 in November a few months ago, but that was a very different Jaguars team, and that the game really wasn't as close as the score. That Jaguars team was struggling on offense. They could not get a rhythm going at all whatsoever. The Chiefs will be a real problem for the Jacksonville defense, which has struggled at times against the pass. The Jags don't rush the passer that well, which will be a big advantage for one Patrick Mahomes II. Jacksonville didn't have a sack in that first meeting. That's always an issue against Mahomes. I think they get a couple this week. I do see the Jaguars scoring against the Chiefs defense that can be beat as Trevor Lawrence plays well, but I don't see the Jaguars slowing down the Chiefs offense. So I'm going to say that Mahomes is going to put up some big numbers. Chiefs will find a way to keep it close, but at the end of the day, I'm going with the Chiefs to roll on to the AFC Championship. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score, 34-28.
They did play earlier this year in Kansas City. That is right. This is going to be a really good game, though. I think Kansas City is going to be more prepared for Jacksonville. They did win that last game, though. Even though Jacksonville kept it close for the most, they kept it close pretty much near the end. When Kansas City plays off the bye, though, Andy Reid's near unstoppable. Let's be realistic here. Right. Andy Reid coming off the bye, it's like one of those things that's guaranteed a life, that he's going to win after the bye. It's like taxes and Andy Reid winning after the bye. It's guaranteed.
I forgot about that.
Yes, I say guaranteed. I love
Where's
that
Romy?
reference.
Where's Romy when you need him?
Romy? Oh, that's not true. Anyways, Patrick Mahomes did have 4 touchdowns in that affair. And the big thing that Jacksonville needs to do if they want to win is limit their the Kansas City Chiefs pass catchers, even though Kelsey did have 6 catches for 81 yards in the last game. They need to play much stronger in regards to tight end defense. The Chiefs do have a lot of options on offense, but realistically, if the Chiefs can slow down Travis Kelsey, Jaguars can slow down. Sorry. If the Jaguars can slow down Travis Kelsey, they have a chance.
Yeah.
This will be a very close game, though, where I think if Jacksonville gets down by a lot, I don't think they can come back. But if they get ahead, the Chiefs are going to have to play a lot smarter. Still, though, I think that Kansas City right now is just a much better team overall, especially coming after the bye. I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars will get this job done and they will win. My final score is going to be Kansas City. I'm going to say I'm not going to go the same score as last time, but I will say it's going to be close, eerily close, 31-21. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right. All right. Next game on the list, we have the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. This game is in Philadelphia. Eagles, 7.5-point favorites.
8 for 8 in the playoffs.
Let's go. Playoff streak continues, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to do the referees for the game.
I know. I said Sean Hockley was the.
Sean Hockley is the one for Jacksonville, Kansas City.
Yep.
Cleet Blakeman is the referee for Giants Philly.
Cleat.
Oh, the shoe guy, Cleet.
Yep. The shoe guy is the referee.
And the announcers you have Joe Davis and Daryl Johnson, a.k.a.
Moose.
There we go.
There you go.
I will go first in this one if you guys don't mind.
Go right ahead.
The Giants impressed on offense this past week, beating the Minnesota Vikings. But this is a much tougher challenge for Daniel Jones and company. This is their 3rd time facing each other in the season. Eagles lead the NFL in sacks and have 5 guys on the defense who have 10 or more. Giants have been leaky at times on their line, which could be a concern, but I think their offensive coordinator, Mike Kafka, does a nice job of scheming things up for one Daniel Jones. Eagles didn't look great on offense in the regular season finale against the Giants, who rested their players on that day. Jalen Hurts is back for this game. Was back for that game after missing 2, but he didn't look that great if you're asking me. I think that extra time off will help in terms of health because they did have the bye week this past week. So look for the Eagles to attack through the air here, but the Giants have come alive on the defensive front. Without Lane Johnson, I don't know if he's playing or not. Lane Johnson, have they confirmed that?
Lane Johnson, let me take a look.
Playing.
I do not know. Let me see for Lane Johnson. Actually, we'll look that up right now. Just
Lane
because.
Johnson, because if he's not, that could be a problem. That could be a bit of a problem.
I don't. Right now, it does not have him. Right now, it does not have him on the roster, but they're saying he is day to day.
Even so,
it is a positive sign, though. So
I think the Eagles pull it out and advance to the NFC Championship. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the New York Football Giants by a final of 28-24. Say it, guy in the hoodie.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Yes.
But yep, he is limited participation, they said.
Okay.
Lane Johnson.
Who's next?
I'll take next. As Tiny Tim, I know, probably wants to go last for this one. The Philadelphia Chickens are coming off the bye and playing Big Blue, who has played pretty well, realistically. And playing Big Blue, it's not going to be an easy task for the Eagles, even though they did have that dominant game in week number. I'm trying to see, what is it? Week 14?
Oh, yeah, 14.
Week 14. They got absolutely dominated by the Eagles at home. So the Eagles know the Giants pretty well. And the Giants realistically it's going to be a problem for the Giants if they can't stop Philly early. Last time, though, the Philadelphia Chickens put up 24 points early, and it took a while for the Giants to come back. And they were at 24-7.5. The Giants, though, if they get down ahead that bad, they're not coming back. Let's be honest here. I don't think the Giants are made for coming back. I think they're more for if they get the lead ahead and they're going to try and hold that lead and do what it takes to keep the offense off the field for the opposing offense. The Giants, the Eagles, though, the big thing that they have going against the Giants is they've been able to limit the rushing attack for the Giants. In both games, the Giants, their leading rusher only had 60, and that was Gary Brightwell. And then, yeah, I know, Brightwell. And then for the other game, it was Daniel Jones was the leading rusher at 26 yards. So the Giants, if the Eagles do the same thing and try and limit the running game, that is going to be a big problem for the Giants, especially because the Giants, they relied a lot on the running game to beat the Vikings. The Eagles' run defense is a lot better, and I think that's going to be the key difference here is you force Daniel Jones to throw in tough situations, he's going to make a mistake. Yep. I think the Giants' Cinderella run ends here, and I think the Eagles will get the job done. My final score is going to be Philadelphia Chickens. This is not my point spread, but I'm going to say Philadelphia Chickens. I'm going to say score 37, and the Giants score, I'll say 27. 37-27. Give me the Philadelphia Chickens. Senator Romy.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Yeah. Eagles are coming off of the bye week after grabbing the top spot in the NFC. The Giants, they really, really impressed me last week. Like I said, I thought those Vikings was just gonna go through that front defensive line, that secondary line, but somehow they just couldn't quite make the connections when they needed to, and the Giants pulled it off. Now they got to go to Philly. Very tough place to play, tough place to win, especially this year with all the success that them Chickens have had. New York's going to make this interesting. I kind of also see this as a 10-point game right here. Give me those Chickens, although I hate to say it.
Oh.
I hate to pick the Chickens just as much as Steelers fans hate to pick the Ravens. You know what I mean, LC?
Yeah.
Of course.
And then me with the Patriots.
And you with the Patriots. All right, give me the Chickens by a score of 30-20. Fly, Chickens, fly. Let's hear them again.
One more time.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Love it every time.
Every single
time. Yes.
All right. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. Now, I think we all can agree. I know last week I said we weren't going to use it, but I think we can all agree that this is the
Yes, it is.
I can agree. I can concur.
I agree.
Because the last time they played, we all know what happened. Mm-hmm. It is the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. This game is in Buffalo. Bills are 5.5 point favorites.
9 for 9.
Yes.
Oh,
keep it going. Let's keep it going, baby. Who is the zebra?
The zebra for this game is going to be Carl Sheffers
And you got Jim Nance and Tony Romo on
on the call.
the call.
Hell yeah.
Who do you guys got and why?
I'll
Bengals
actually go first on
versus
this one.
Bills.
Let me go first on this one because both our teams are out, and this will be my chance to go because I know we're saving Tiny Tim for last in the next game.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
Bills and Bengals. This game is going to be absolutely crazy, man. I'm excited for this game. It'll be in Buffalo. It'll be in the cold. Buffalo is going to be very cold in this week. I actually can pull up the temperature. It should be.
Is it going to be snowing?
They're predicting. Yep, they're projecting a 40% chance of snow. 29 degrees is the low. 35 is the high. This will be a fantastic experience for both games. This is going to be a game where realistically it's going to come down to which offense is going to be able to perform the best. But I'll go over some categories for you guys in regards to how these offenses stack against each other. Points scored per game. The Bills are at 28.4. Bengals are at 26.1 for second and seventh in the league. Points allowed per game. Bills are at 17.9 to 20.9, which is second and fifth in the league, respectively. Passing yards per game is going to be 258.1 to 265, so they're very close, seventh, fifth. Yards per game, 397.6 to 360. Rushing yards per game. The Bills are 139 0.5 rushing yards per game. Bengals, guess how much their rushing yards is?
75.
95.5 for 29th in the league. That's the fourth worst in the league. On the possession, though, the Bills do have one of the lowest time possessions, though, for 758, but the Bengals are at 836 per possession, and that is 32nd and 13th in the league. And it's the big one that I think, the big two ones that I think are extremely big differences here. Sacks. Bills lead the Bengals by over 10 sacks, 13th and 20th, respectively. Interceptions, Bills are 17, Bengals are 13th, 4th and 18th, respectively. Meaning that the Bills will be able to make more plays on defense than the Bengals will. The Bills, they know how to shut down good receivers, especially even without Trayvon Diggs, they know how to shut down top receivers. They've done it many times before. They shut down Tyreek Hill for the most part last week against the Dolphins.
And Jalen Waddle.
I think they could do the same thing with Jamar Chase. Yeah, because Tyreek Hill, even though he had 7 catches for 69 yards, that's not that impressive. The Bengals, though, they need to get Jamar Chase the ball often and early if they're going to want to win. Sure, they do have T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Hayden Hurst, but the Bills, their offensive weapons are pretty much near stacked as well. You got Gabe Davis, you got Cole Beasley, you got you got so many good players. Dawson Knox, Devin Singletary from FAU.
FAU. Let's go Owls. Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Damn right.
So the big thing that really scares me and concerns me is the Bengals do have a underrated pass rush, which could get to Allen. The problem is, though, the Bills have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Josh Allen this season has not taken many sacks. I think this year, realistically, if I could pull up his stats, he has only been sacked. Let me see here.
Oh.
Let me take a look here. Passing. So he's only. I think his offensive line. I have to actually pull it up. I think it's only around. Damn it. Hold on. My thing's not loading up. Shit. There you go. Okay, it's pulling. The only bad game he had was that Dolphins game. But otherwise, they only allow about 2.3 sacks per game compared to the Bengals and Joe Burrow, who average around 3.8 sacks per game. So that is going to be a big difference here. Can the Bengals get to Josh Allen? I think so, but still, I think that the Buffalo Bills will end up getting the job done at the end of the day. I think the Bills' offense is just a tad bit stronger, and I think the kitty goes me out for the last time this postseason. We will not see any team from the Super Bowl made it last year be back at the Super Bowl this year. Give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I think this comes down the wire, but I think the Bills win. This is actually my point spread game of the week. I think the Bengals keep it close, but I'm going to go with the Bills. My final score is going to be right within the point spread. I'm going to say, hold on one second, 31-27. Give me the Bills in this game.
What about you, Tim?
Well, I pretty much agree with everything LC just said.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati's had a great team. They've been very dangerous all the way through the latter part of the season. And Buffalo still had the only thing that concerns me about Buffalo is Josh Allen's tendency to throw interceptions in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only problem I have with Josh Allen. But other than that, he's a talented young quarterback. I mean,
He is.
His
Turnovers can hurt.
It's those turnovers in the red zone that kind of hurt a little bit. And I've been thinking about that, and I'm thinking about how great Cincinnati's played this year. I've been going through this back and forth, and I think somebody said that somebody on the list here said that Burrow is 7-0 when the temperature is like 40 or less.
Hold up a second. Let me see if I can pull it. Yep, Dashy.
Wow.
That was Dashy.
It was Dashy. Of course, it was Dashy pulling it up.
Of course,
Dashy
our
does
big
have a lot
Bengal
of
fan.
stats.
Yes, he does. Thank you, Dashy. So with that, Joe Burrow performing at 40 degrees or less, and then you have Josh Allen. Even though he's got a great offense, he has those turnover tendencies in the red zone.
Oh.
Call me crazy. Sound the alarm.
Whoa, wait just a second. He said the magic words.
Yeah, call me crazy,
He
but
said the magic words.
yeah, I mean, looking at this, I think that Bengal defense may pressure Josh Allen to maybe throw another interception inside the red zone. I'm getting a late field goal for the Bengals kicker. It's going to be close all the way, but the Bengals kicker is going to take care of business. Give me the Bengals in an upset, 31-28 over the Bills.
Wow.
That is actually crazy. I did not think you were going to do that.
Wow. That's awesome.
Oh, look at Jack's here. Hell no.
To the no.
Yeah.
Hell no to the no.
No.
Well, we saw what happened in week 17. And if the Bengals won and they were leading early, this match would be in Cincinnati. But as it is in Buffalo. And last week, neither team looked good against the backup quarterback.
No, they didn't.
I mean, Huntley looked okay against the Bengals defense. Skylar Thompson almost pulled off the upset against the Bills. But it's Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
If you love quarterback play, then this is the game for you. I think both will play better here. The Bills do have offensive line issues. I think three of their starters are possibly out. But the Bills didn't exactly rush the pass that well last week against the Dolphins. And Burrow gets the ball out pretty quickly. This will be a shootout with both quarterbacks having big day. But in the end, please don't kill me, Dashy. I'm going with the Bills and Josh Allen to go all the way this time. I think Allen and the Bills will find a way to win it in the fourth quarter. Give me the Bills to beat the Bengals 34-30.
No, it's the Bills! Buffalo all the way this time!
There you go. That's what I wanted to do,
Because
too, but I forgot.
nobody circles the
Circles
wagon,
the wagon.
like the
The
Buffalo
Buffalo Bills.
Right.
Love saying that every time.
And then finally, Sunday night.
Sunday evening.
It is the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. This game is in Santa Clara. Okay, second straight week. 49ers 4-point favorites. Don't lie.
3.5.
Oh,
Oh,
God, by half a point.
Oh.
Man, that sucks.
no, what a shame. What a shame.
3.5.
The streak is over.
Well, still, hey, 9 for 1 the last 2 weeks. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
You shouldn't complain about that.
Give you that.
no.
Bill Dinovich is the referee for this game.
And the announcers, you have, hold on just a minute. You got Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson on the call.
Fox 18.
We all know the rules.
Save Huntington. for
Save
last.
this guy for last. I will go first in this one if you guys don't mind.
Go right ahead.
49ers beat the Cowboys at their place in last year's playoffs. So this will be a chance for the Cowboys to even things up. Dallas beat Tampa on Monday night. So this is another road game on a short week, which could be possibly a challenge. 49ers will actually have an extra day of rest since playing last Saturday. But the Cowboys seem to find their offense against the Bucs, especially Dak Prescott. Didn't throw an interception last week, surprisingly. 49ers have a better defense than Tampa Bay, but the Dallas offense will be able to move the ball. For the 49ers, it will come down to one Brock Purdy man against the Dallas Cowboys defense, and one Micah Parsons. There it is right there, his jersey, the one he's rocking right here, right now. Brock Purdy has been outstanding since taking over as the starter with 5 games left in the regular season. He played well in beating the Seahawks last week, but this will be the best defense that he has faced. Dallas pass rush can be disruptive, and I think they will be disruptive this weekend. Dak Prescott will get the better of it between the two quarterbacks. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, sound. It is us against the world, my friend. I'm going with the Cowboys to beat the San Francisco 49ers. Final score, this 27-26.
Ooh.
Say it, Jimmy.
How about them Cowboys?
Wow.
I know a lot of people in the chat are asking themselves,
Bitch, are you for real?
and
You for real?
Bitch, please.
That's how it is.
Wow. So I guess I'm the only one that's in the group that's going to go for this. But realistically, though, I want to win a damn jersey, man. And I think the safe bet is going to go with the 49ers here. The Niners, though, they played the Cowboys recently in the playoffs as of last year. And it came down to that terrible mismanagement of time by Dak Prescott. I think Dak has learned a lot since then. But it's tough to go against the number one defense, though. Dak Prescott going against number one defenses, it's not the best look for him. It really isn't. Because realistically, Dak Prescott doesn't have the best record. Even though he did win in 2016 and 2017, he's gotten crushed the last 2 times. And he has not even come close to eclipsing over 300 yards in both of those games. So he's gonna have to ball out against them. He's gonna have to ball out. And it's really going to have to be something where it's going to be a complete 180 of how he's played in the past against the Niners. The Niners defense is continuing to prove as well. And the only times Dak has beaten the Niners was when the Niners were nowhere near as good in 2016 and 2017. Last year's game was a very good game, and Dak Prescott, though, last time he played the 49ers, I can actually tell you his stats. So let me go ahead and pull up his stats from last year. So the last time they did play last year in the if my sports app would work, and it's giving me issues, of course. Give me a second. Hold on. All right, there we go. Finally. Last year, let's take a look. So last year, he only had 254 passing yards. He did have a touchdown and interception. He did rush for only 27 yards. He did have that touchdown, the nice touchdown run he did have, but realistically, he's going to have to do better than that. He can't turn the ball over, though. Even though he did not turn the ball over yesterday against the Buccaneers, I'm still concerned with those turnover things. And the 49ers are one of the best defenses in forcing turnovers. Other than Steelers, the 49ers are the top team for turnovers in the league. Yeah, the Steelers actually led the league in interceptions this year, which actually is insane. But still, playing those kind of top-tier elite defenses, he's going to have to go all out. I just don't think he could do it, though. I think the 49ers defense is going to suffocate Dak, and I think that the Niners will get the job done at the end of the day. My final score is going to be 49ers. I'm going to say 34-28. Bill Maher, he does well enough to keep the Cowboys in it, but the Niners offense is going to be too much for him. I don't think the Cowboys have enough to cover every single Niners offense option. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Jawan Jennings, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. I don't think they have enough to cover everything. So give me the Niners to win this game. And now, Tiny Tim.
Your turn.
All right, again. Same time next year, only this time it's divisional playoff, and this time it's at the big denim blue jeans place, Levi's Stadium. Yeah. All of us Cowboy fans wish we could have gotten those 14 or 17 seconds back. Still don't know what the hell Dak was thinking at the end of that game there. But here we are again. Cowboys and Niners have had a history of great matchups in the playoffs, going all the way back to the catch in 82, going back to the Cowboys' dominance in 92, and again 93, and all points in between. They're probably one of the biggest non-division rivalries in the sport, in the league. Yeah, I'm concerned about Dak Prescott with his interceptions. Yeah, he didn't throw one last Monday night against Tampa Bay. Zeke's rushing performance has been almost non-existent. It may be like the 6th year in a row where his total yards per game for the season is going down lower than the previous year. Tony Pollard is a beast. That guy can bust through a brick wall. I love that guy. Dalton Schultz. He's probably the second best receiver the Cowboys have besides C.D. Lamb. And, of course, he's got those other great those young rookie tight ends, Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot. And the Of course, they have Micah Parsons on defense. He's still leading the way. They got Stephon Diggs, Donovan Wilson, Dorrance Armstrong. Hopefully, he's healthy. He got hurt a little bit last week. But this Brock Purdy, this guy has amazed me. I mean, it's just like a kid. It's almost like he's still wet behind the ears and breath smelling like Similac, but he has been going. He has been going for this team, and I'm very impressed. Deebo Samuel, he single-handedly beat the Cowboys last year. He's going to be one to watch. And, of course, the great George Kittle is back. George Kittle being George Kittle. Yeah. Trayvon Diggs. Did I say Stephon, his brother? I
think so.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for pointing me out on that. And this is going to be neck and neck, toe to toe. But I think I can see the Cowboys pulling away a little bit. That defense may just be a little bit too strong for Brock Purdy and those boys. I'm going with the Cowboys. Yeah, me and Rowdy are going with the Cowboys.
Oh, boy.
Give us the Cowboys to go to their first NFC Championship game in I don't know how long.
Long time. 90s.
Long time. Yes, give me the Cowboy. Give us the Cowboys. Final score, 33-28. Say it, Jimmy.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
That's right, buddy.
There we go. Okay.
Now this is where the fun really begins.
This is where the fun commences.
Yeah.
Link is in the chat. Whoever wants to pop on can. Give your thoughts on divisional round weekend. You want to rip us a new asshole? Go right ahead.
We'll see what happens, guys.
Yeah.
You feeling lucky? Who's ready to step up to the plate?
That's why I'm wondering who's ready to step up to the plate, though. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Oh, we got a few. We got a few people in here.
Ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky?
Oh,
Well, do you, punk?
do you punk? Should I bring them on one at a time, or should I bring them all at once?
One at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time. Okay.
Okay. Will our first guest enter and sign in, please?
Oh man. All right. First up, it's Dashy.
Dashy.
What's up, buddy?
Not much. The first game I'm going to get out of the way is Jaguars and Chiefs. This one, all week I've been going back and forth, and I have this little thingy in my hand here, so
Oh, you got a coin? Oh, you're doing the coin flip.
I'm doing the coin flip for this game.
Coin flip for this game.
So I'm letting fate decide on this one.
All right.
So heads is going to be the Jaguars. Tails is going to be the Chiefs. Here we go.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Heads, I got the Jaguars to win this one.
Oh.
Okay.
Next up, Giants and the Eagles. I know Archer said earlier the Giants are 6-0 against number one seed, but but here's the thing: this is a division rivalry game. Anything can happen, but in the end, I'm going ballsy on this one. I'm sounding the alarm on this one.
Wow, you're going Giants.
I'm going the Giants on this one. Next up, you got my game. Bengals, Bills, and Buffalo. Like I said, Joe Burrow 7-0 in temperatures around 40 degrees or below. And plus, this is my game of the week. So, anything can happen, but in the end, I think I'm going with Cincinnati on this one. Because here's the thing.
There we go.
I don't... John's just asking if I'm for real. in the private chat.
Yeah, you did.
Joster, I am for real. So I'm going with the Bengals to win this one in my game of the week. Finally, Cowboys and the 49ers in Santa Clara. This is actually my point spread game of the week, actually. I think the Cowboys have covered the spread, but I think the 49ers will win 21-18.
Okay.
All right.
Love that.
So that's all I have for my picks.
And then, did you do the Cowboys and Niners?
I did Cowboys and Niners. I have 49ers 21-18.
Attaboy. All right. Dashy, you are the man. We will definitely tomorrow. You're doing your picks on your channel, right?
Yep.
And we will be on the lookout for that for sure. Dashy, appreciate you stopping by, my friend.
Thanks,
All right.
Ashley.
But
Next call up.
next caller, let's see. Oh, but first, let's 3 becomes 4
Oh, yes.
because Mr. Sermon is in the house.
What's up, everybody?
How we doing, my man? What's going on, man?
I'm doing good.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Glad to see you guys are still on as I got home. And this was a real good wild card weekend. Got five out of the 6 right. The only
Same.
one that I got wrong was the Cowboys and Bucks, but honestly, it didn't really matter to me because I won my matchup before that. But yeah, divisional is pretty challenging this week, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
So without further ado, I will go ahead and make my picks. I think I got everything down, at least for now.
Cool.
So starting off, we got the Jags and the Chiefs. Very interesting matchup here as we got Master versus Apprentice as Doug Peterson, who was a quarterback under Andy Reid and eventually became his assistant and then became head coach of the Eagles, is now coach of the Jaguars, and he's going up against his former mentor in Andy Reid. So very interesting matchup right here. So talking about the Jags in this one, incredible comeback. I mean,
One for the ages.
yeah, 27-0. Trevor Lawrence conducted that comeback, 4 touchdown passes, setting up the game-winning field goal as time expired. And that is the 3rd largest comeback win in playoff history, trailing Chiefs Colts from 2013. And, of course, the famous 35-3 game in 1993 between the Bills and the Oilers. So I like Trevor Lawrence. He has a real strong mentality. He's mentally tough. He doesn't give up on games, and I think that the Jags feed off of that. They are a fearless bunch, and I think for them to have a shot in this one, they can't let the crowd and they can't let the atmosphere intimidate them, because that's what they've done over the course of this season, you know. They've had some comebacks, but the thing with Jacksonville is their comebacks, they came back against Baltimore. That was a home game. They came back against Dallas. That was a home game. There was last week. That was a home game.
Home game.
Now they go to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs.
That's going to be tough.
I hate to say it, but if you get down big against Kansas City, you're not coming back.
No way.
Especially at their place. But, yeah, the Jags definitely do have some things going for them. Their O-line is going to have their hands full against Kansas City's pass rush. Chiefs were second in sacks this year with 55. So the Chiefs can definitely bring the heat. That's going to cause a problem for Jacksonville right there. But they fared very well against the blitz against the Chargers last week, and they're top 5 in sacks allowed this season. So that's a matchup to watch out for right there. Their run game against Kansas City's run defense is something to watch out for too. Real good night for Travis Etienne, as I thought that was the biggest X factor in my decision for the Chargers and Chiefs. He had over 100 yards on the ground against the Chargers on 20 carries, so a solid night for him. Then, of course, you got Christian Kirk and Zay Jones having real big games in the wild card. And, overall with Jacksonville, with their defense, like I keep saying, if you're not careful with their defense, they'll get you. Their pressure's been there all season. And I think Evan Ingram is going to be a big X factor here for the Jags because Chiefs don't fare very well against tight ends. And Evan Ingram's been a real favorite target of Trevor Lawrence so far. As for Kansas City, Mahomes did what he did best against the Jags when they first met, threw for over 300 yards against them. And my thing with Mahomes, I always knew he was a great quarterback. But this year, since Tyreek Hill left, I was like, okay, let's see how Mahomes does now that he doesn't have the cheetah anymore. He statistically put up better numbers than his MVP season in 2018.
No cheetah, no problem.
Yep. 41 passing touchdowns this year for Mahomes, and he is virtually top 3 in every offensive statistic this year. I think it's safe to say he's the best quarterback in the league. It really is. I mean, I always knew he was great, but he got even better without Tyreek Hill, honestly. I don't know how that's possible. But, the Chiefs, like I said about their pass rush, they have 5 sacks in Week 10, so they can really bring the pressure against Jacksonville with that young O-line they got. And like I said with the Jags run game, their run defense was the catalyst, but the Chargers had the worst rush defense in the league. Kansas City's rush defense is a lot better. They allowed only 45 yards for Travis Etienne when they first played. Secondary for Kansas City is their weak link. It's their exhaust port, in my opinion. They gave up the most touchdowns this year, so I think Trevor Lawrence can have a solid night through the air as far as the passing game goes. But with me, like I said, the majority of the X factors here with me go for Kansas City. Like their O-line's allowed the 3rd fewest sacks in the league this season. And with losing Tyreek Hill, Mahomes has been able to utilize Travis Kelce a lot more, who's the best tight end in the league right now. And Juju's been a major X factor for the Chiefs this year. And if Mahomes can't throw to those guys, he can beat you with his legs. He's got Isaiah Pacheco as well.
Yeah.
And it's just, while Trevor Lawrence has never lost a Saturday game in his life, Mahomes has never went one and done.
Never.
He has not gone one and done. So I think the Jags have some things going for them in this game, but I'm going to go Kansas City because of the experience they got and just because the Jags, they're just not quite there yet. I think LA lost that game more than the Jags won it. I'm not taking anything away from the Jags. That was an incredible comeback. But in my opinion, LA lost that game more than the Jags won it. You can't lose a game when you pick off a quarterback 4 times, 3 of them in the first quarter. That's inexcusable how they blew that game. So I think the Jags will give them a really good game, but I'm going Kansas City, so much so that this is my spread.
Ooh.
I got the Chiefs winning, but I'm going to take the Jags with the points. I'm going to say 34-28 Kansas City.
Okay.
And now we got the Giants and the Eagles in Philadelphia. In many respects, this is a pretty challenging one as well. The Giants, I said they would upset the Vikings, and they did.
They did.
Daniel Jones had a phenomenal game against the Vikings. Lit them up, ran when he needed to. Saquon Barkley had a real good game as well. And this Giants offense in general has just been red hot lately. 24 or more points in 3 of their last 4 games. I'm telling you, we're seeing this Giants offense steadily evolve into one of the best offenses in the league.
Premier.
Yep, Brian Daboll's done a phenomenal job with this team. And I'll tell you, if the Giants at least make it to the NFC Championship, I think Brian Daboll has to be the front runner for Coach of the Year.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Doug Peterson did a phenomenal job as well, but we knew that Trevor Lawrence just needed some time to develop. Daboll's done way more with way less. And I think that's my takeaway for that right there. But anyway, Saquon Barkley, as I said, 1,300 yards on the ground for him this year. Easily my vote for comeback player of the year. And we know that Philly's weak link with that stacked, physical, grimy defense they got is their rush defense. They did hold Barkley in check for the first time they played, but this just feels like a different Giants team, man. It really does. As I said, Daniel Jones, probably the best game of his career. Hell of a playoff debut. He's had back-to-back weeks of having a QB rating of 110 or greater. That's just phenomenal, the progress that he's made. But the Eagles, I mean, they've countered that with their pass defense. That's been their bread and butter all season. And then the Eagles, they can also beat you on the ground with the sacks. They had the most sacks in the league this year by a mile. And more specifically, with Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Sweat, and Reddick.
What?
Yeah. All 4 of them guys had a combined 56 sacks. And Philly as a team had 70.
Wow.
So, yeah, when those 4 guys get in your face, hold on. And I think that's a mismatch as well. The Giants' O-line this year hasn't done great against the blitz this year, where they've allowed 49 sacks on the season. So that's a big mismatch right there, in my opinion. But the Giants, as far as their defense goes, they've done poorly against running backs, but they were able to keep Dalvin Cook in check, which is where I think Sanders is going to be heavily used in this one. Secondary for the Giants is improving week by week, which is why I think that specifically that McKinney guy, he's got to be one-on-one with A.J. Brown, in my opinion. But they don't do very well against tight ends, which is where I think Dallas Goedert has to be an X factor for Philly.
Right.
So overall, I really do think that the Giants match up pretty well with the Eagles.
They do.
But my X factors are this. Firstly, it's Jalen Hurts. He can counter Daniel Jones with his legs. And Jalen Hurts has really evolved into a passer as well. But since coming back from his injury, Jalen Hurts has taken a little bit of a step back, while Daniel Jones is starting to climb up that mountain a little bit more. So that's my X factor, right? So that's an X factor right there. Number 2, this is an interesting connection. The last time these two met in the playoffs, the 2008-2009 playoffs, the Giants were heavily favored to go back to the Super Bowl that year.
They were.
And who'd they lose to in the divisional? The Eagles. And the Eagles that year, get this, 9 wins, and they had a tie on the year as well. Now the Eagles are heavily favored to go to the Super Bowl, and the Giants, 9 regular season wins, and they had a tie as well.
Good.
That's an X factor right there. I think the Giants are going to come in saying they ruined our chances of being back-to-back champs we're going to break their hearts now.
Oh.
And finally, remember 2007? No one gave the Giants any chance at all at beating Tampa. They didn't give the Giants any chance at beating Tony Romo's Cowboys when they swept them in the regular season. And they surely didn't give the Giants any chance at beating Brett Favre's Packers up in Lambeau.
They didn't.
And nobody in their right mind gave the Giants any chance at beating the unbeaten Patriots in the Super Bowl.
I did.
Giant, of course you did.
That undefeated record still stands.
And the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did.
The Giants are just road dogs, man. They know how to play on the road.
They do.
Yeah. I mean, sure. They got blown out they got blown out with their starters and they played their backups. But Philly struggled with their backups. And like I said, this just feels like a different Giants team right now. This looks like a much improved Giants team.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eagles are favored in this one. I know we don't do sound effects, but I'm sounding the alarm.
Oh, here we go.
That is correct.
All out.
I got the Giants making the upset of the playoffs.
Wow.
Going to Philly, a place they haven't won in a decade, and stunning the Eagles.
Started them.
Wow.
That's right. Remember back in 2019, everyone said I was crazy for saying the Titans would beat the Ravens,
No.
and that's what happened.
Right. I remember that.
This reminds me so much of that. It really does. I think the Giants have a great chance of beating the Eagles. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, Philly definitely is a phenomenal team. Howie Roseman's done a great job with revamping that franchise. But I don't know. The Eagles have just looked a little off lately, and the Giants just look like a much better team. So I'm actually going with the Giants with the upset of the playoffs.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's right. Now we have by far the game that I thought the most about, which is the Bengals and the Bills. These two teams are pretty much mirrors of each other. They have great offenses, and their defense is elite in most areas. So this one took me a long time to think about. So with the Bengals, they got the job done over the Ravens because Huntley decided it was a good idea to try and break the plane on second down, and then Hubbard stripped him and he took it the distance for a touchdown. Bengals didn't really look great offensively, but they got the job done, and that's all that matters in the playoffs. Bills didn't play all that great either. I mean, Josh Allen threw 2 picks, and that defense allowed Skylar Thompson to have a pretty solid game. And they squeaked by against the Dolphins. So Cincinnati didn't really have a good game offensively. Buffalo didn't really have a good game defensively. So it was very difficult for me to pick a winner for this one. So Joe Burrow, for his standards, he had a clean game, but the rest of the offense was just kind of standard in that game. A matchup here that I'm looking forward to is either Jamar Chase or T. Higgins going up against Elam if he's healthy, because I know he got banged up in the game. But the Bengals might have lost Jonah Williams because he got banged up in the Ravens game. And that is pretty big right there, because Burrow got sacked 4 times against Baltimore and got hit 8 times. Mm-hmm. So I think the Bills got to have the pass rush come to life in this one. But Josh Allen got sacked 7 times against the Dolphins. So definitely it's going to be a battle of which pass rush is going to come to life in this one.
Yeah.
So there's an X factor right there. I think Taron Johnson has to make a key right here for the Bills. I think Hayden Hurst is going to have to make a difference as well. Because, because if you're not careful with him, he can sneak up on you as well. But I think a big mismatch right here is going to be Eli Apple going up against Stephon Diggs. Eli Apple. He got absolutely roasted on that touchdown. Just wow. That's a huge mismatch right there. But yeah, other than that, the Bengals pass defense outside of that really struggled against Huntley. Now they're going up against Josh Allen and all the weaponry that he has. So that's something to look out for as well. They do fare well against tight ends. So I think that really Josh Allen just has to do what he does best, which is sling it to Diggs and sling it to Gabe Davis. But on the defensive side, I mean, you got guys like Hubbard, Hendrickson, and Hill that are going to make a big difference for the Bengals. Because, like I said, Allen got sacked 7 times. They're pretty good against mobile quarterbacks, but they don't really handle the ground good. And with a offense like Buffalo, where Allen is pretty turnover prone, as much as I love the guy, he is pretty turnover prone. He had 2 interceptions and a lost fumble. I think that Singletary and Singletary and Cook are going to have to make big differences for the Bills here. Shakir is a really good compliment to Gabe Davis as well. And I think Dawson Knox has to have a breakout game here. But like I said, the Bengals have done very well against tight ends this season. The Bills' offensive line is 8th in sacks allowed, so I think that'll be a test right there for the Bengals' pass rush. But overall, I mean, these two teams are very similar when you look at it together. I mean, the Bengals have won 9 in a row. Buffalo's won 8 in a row. So one of these winning streaks is coming to an end. But the X factor for me, it's the Damar Hamlin effect.
Yes.
You know, there is not a doubt in my mind that when the game's ready to get kicked off, the Bills always have a celebrity or someone screaming in the mic to pump up the crowd. Not a doubt in my mind Damar Hamlin's going to be the guy to do that this Sunday.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. And another big X factor, I don't really cover special teams a whole lot, but you got Hines on the Bills. The Bengals have to be very careful kicking off to that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because he took it to New England a couple weeks ago. So, in conclusion, this was a very difficult one for me to pick, but I'm going with the Buffalo Bills because when in doubt, I go home team.
When in doubt, go home team.
And I can't really even say I go with the hotter hand because both these teams are on lengthy winning streaks.
Right.
You know? So I'm going Buffalo because they're the home team and because there's just this certain aura that the Bills have right now with playing for Damar Hamlin. And the Bengals just look a little bit off against the Ravens. Not that the Bills didn't look off against the Dolphins, but I think there's more to be concerned about with the Bengals than the Bills coming in this one. So I'm going Buffalo in an incredibly close game.
Oh, boy.
And then wrapping it up. This was honestly the second hardest one for me to pick. We got the Cowboys and the 49ers. So, the Cowboys, a pretty interesting win against Tampa Bay, 31-14. They may have just ended Brady's career.
Hell
But it was no thanks to their kicker, who missed 4 friggin' extra points. How does that happen? 4 extra points.
Not 1, not 2, but 3, but 4.
I know. It got to a point where I was just like, I stopped laughing, and I'm like, okay, this isn't funny anymore. Come on, hit an extra point, dude.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt, bro.
Yeah. But Dallas got the job done. 49ers, as expected, took it to the Seahawks. Something I got to say about the Cowboys, Dak lit up Tampa Bay. There was a lot of concern about Dak coming into last week against the Bucs because of the performance he had against Washington. Dak looked just fine against Tampa Bay. He had a great game against them. So there's that right there. Again, I think Schultz needs to be an X factor in the 49ers game, because the one weak link on that fantastic defense that the 49ers have is, like Tampa Bay, they struggle a little bit against tight ends.
Right.
So I think Schultz has to be a big X factor for the Cowboys here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the headline in this one, you got 2 Defensive Player of the Year candidates going at it. Micah Parsons with the Cowboys, who is 3rd in QB pressures this season, and he has just really elevated his game up, and he is going to be a force to be reckoned with for years in the NFL. He's going to be right up there with the other guy, Nick Bosa. 18.5 sacks, 48 QB hits.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Him, Nick Bosa, and a healthy 90, TJ Watt, are going to be duking it out for Defensive Player of the Year for years. There's that. Cowboys had the highest pressure rate this year, but the 49ers are just a real physical team. They don't really need to cause a whole lot of pressure because they'll just limit you. The Cowboys will beat you up, but the 49ers, they'll just limit you. That's how their defenses operate right there.
That's right.
So this game is definitely going to be won with the trenches. Good old fist fight with defense right here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think the Cowboys slightly won up the 49ers as far as that battle goes, because the Cowboys have allowed fewer sacks. They have a higher offensive line ranking, and the 49ers haven't allowed a whole lot of sacks this year, but still, with Tampa Bay or Dallas allowing 27 sacks to San Francisco's 31, that can make a difference right there, because it seems like where the Cowboys have 4 guys with 6+ sacks this year, the bulk of San Francisco's sacks come from one guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my difference right there. That's why I give the Cowboys the one up as far as the O-line battle goes. It's still going to be a great matchup nonetheless. However, my deciding factor here is the 49ers offense.
Mm-hmm.
49ers, 35+ points in 4 straight games.
4 straight.
And for as great as the Cowboys defense is, they looked a little spotty against the Bucs on Monday night. Now, granted, most of that was in garbage time when the Cowboys were well ahead, but still, I say it every time, Trayvon Diggs, all or nothing. Bland was kind of spotty in that one as well. And with Brock Purdy just absolutely lighting it up.
Purdy.
Yeah. He looked Purdy out there.
Looking pretty good.
Look pretty
That's
good.
right. Brock's looking pretty good.
Yep.
With him lighting it up with the weaponry that he has with Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and, of course, George Kittle, who they honestly don't even need to use that much in this game. I think that's the biggest difference maker for me here.
Mhm.
Cowboys got a great offense too, but a couple of things. 49ers pass defense has been top notch this season, and their run defense has been even better, which is why I give CMC the advantage over Tony Pollard and Zeke in this one.
True.
49ers, they will stop you dead in your tracks if you try to run the ball against them. So, there were only 3 teams this year that have scored 24 or more points against that 49er defense. This is going to be a great game. I think these two are pretty similar teams going at it here. I give the Cowboys a really good chance at beating the 49ers. But for months, yep, there's that but right there. The 49ers have been my pick to win the Super Bowl for months. They've won. That's right. They've won 11 straight games. And typically when I don't know who to pick, I go hot or hand. And the 49ers have a lot of momentum coming into this one. I'm going to go with the 49ers to keep it rolling over the Cowboys. I got Dallas making a great game. So, I
like it.
Yeah, man. Great rivalry here, too, I should say. 49ers and the Cowboys going back to the 90s. Interesting side note with this one. When these two teams met in the playoffs all this time, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the winner of this matchup went on to make the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah. The Cowboys swept all 3 games in the 70s. I think in 70, 71, and 72. The Cowboys made it in 70 and 71. And then, of course, there was 1981, the catch, where the 49ers won the Super Bowl. And then 3 straight times in the 90s. Cowboys beat them in 93, won the Super Bowl, beat them in 94, won the Super Bowl. And then the 49ers beat them in 95, and the 49ers won the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Last year was like the second time where the winner didn't go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm going San Francisco
Love
in
it,
a
man.
very tight one.
Love it, man. Those are some good picks. That's a good pick. You want to stay on while we bring on some more peeps?
Hell
Yeah, I can stay on for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of the 49ers, we got a 49ers fan in the wings. We got one Brian Snow.
All right.
Good evening,
Snowman.
gentlemen.
What's going on, Snowman?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh, my
Doing good. How are you doing,
What's up,
man?
Snowman?
Hey, Sermon, what's going on, brother?
Not much.
Okay. Before we get to the feature match on Sunday night, where do I want to start? Start with the Jaguars and the Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know Arrowhead Stadium's going to be louder than hell.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
The
Of course.
Jaguars are coming in hot because of a walk-off win against the Los Angeles Chargers.
They did.
But then there's a little fellow we like to call Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But, Sermon, I disagree with your Chiefs X factor. For me, it's going to be Juju Smith-Schuster.
Okay.
And how many times he's going to touch the ball against Jacksonville, because I just have this feeling Jacksonville is going to let him run loose and not pay that much attention to him. I know Trevor Lawrence was outstanding, even though he did throw 4 interceptions, but he was outstanding enough to get them to the playoffs. Here's where the dream dies. Kansas City
boy.
34, Jacksonville 24.
Love it.
Mm.
Good stuff.
Now let's go to South Philadelphia. Giants and Eagles, NFC Beast matchup in the divisional round. A trip to the NFC Championship hangs in the balance. You got the Eagles, the best team all year, the number 1 seed in the NFC. You got the New York Giants, who, as Sermon expertly pointed out, have seemed to have found their stride offensively.
That's right.
The X factor in this game will wear number 26, Saquon Barkley.
That's right.
And here is where I put Saquon Barkley as my X factor. How many times will he touch the ball against that Philadelphia defense? because you know Nick Sirianni is going to tell him to sick him the entire game.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to tell him to sick him the entire game. My other X factor is this: precisely how healthy is Jalen Hurts? Precisely how healthy is that shoulder? And the way you find out early, you send the dogs after him.
True.
Make him make decisions with his shoulder and make him not show any fear. Because if he's able to move around in the pocket and still execute the plays that they originally called, then the Giants are in for a long evening.
True.
However, in Philadelphia's running game, of course, you got Miles Sanders, but an X factor for me is going to be one Boston Scott.
Oh,
and that screen pass game. Think of how often Philadelphia ran that screen pass game, and who do they throw it to the most? Boston Scott. And if there's one area, and Sermon pointed this out very, very well, where the Giants struggle is with tight ends. And Dallas Goedert is one hell of a tight end. I was scouting him at South Dakota State. And speaking of which, catch my draft diamonds in February after the Super Bowl, because I got a couple more folks from South Dakota State that you need to watch.
Ooh,
And,
okay.
yeah, Draft Diamonds is a new series I'm putting together, and this is the first time in about 10 years I'm going to be diving deep into the draft, but not with the main players, but with the players that you don't see.
Love it.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
With
cool.
that in mind, sound the alarm.
Oh.
Giants. Listen. I picked the Philadelphia Eagles all year to be a part of the NFC Championship game with my 49ers. However, throughout the course of the year, the Giants have made a liar out of me, and therefore I'm going to call for the upset, but it's going to be very close. I say Giants 28, Eagles 24.
Wow.
Okay.
And it'll come down to one of the last two possessions of the ball game. And something that Sermon pointed out in his history lesson, and I love you for this, brother. No one gave the Giants in 2007 a chance in hell to beat anybody.
Nobody.
Hell, let's go up 4 years. No one gave the Giants a chance in hell to beat San Francisco in Candlestick Park.
Nope.
That's right. Crowning jewel game
potential-
for Eli Manning in that one, in my
But
opinion.
the potential matchup for Giants and 49ers doesn't have me looking at 2011. It has me looking back at 1990.
That's right.
This is the year. This is one of the years where I developed the most respect for Bill Parcells and Big Blue, because I was away at college, and I said the only way the Giants come in is if they keep that 49er offense on the sideline. They held them to 13 points, and they walked off with a field goal as time expired, becoming the only team in conference championship history to win the conference title without the benefit of a touchdown. They won that game 15-13. And here's another mitigating factor. Here's another X factor in this game. You know who the Giants quarterback was that afternoon? A fellow named Jeff Hostetler.
Jeff Hostetler.
Backup quarterback, number 15 out of West Virginia. So I go with the Giants. Giants 28, Eagles 24. I wouldn't be surprised if either team wins this game, but I'm going to go ahead and call for the upset.
Love it.
Now to Sunday. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to Rich Stadium to take on the Buffalo Bills.
That's rich.
I mean, Josh Allen, quit turning the ball over, will you please? Please.
For real.
For real.
Please, because that should have been a 41-0 wipeout. But you allow a team like the Dolphins on their third string quarterback to gain confidence, the more you keep him in the ball game. I was listening to part of the Bills radio call, and I was also listening to part of the Dolphins radio call, and you can tell the ebb and flow of that second quarter.
Yeah.
You can tell the ebb and flow of that second quarter. because the Bills had all the momentum up 17-0, and then you blink, as I did, to go get myself a Red's Apple Ale. Thank you,
Nice.
Jody. Thank you, Jody Darling, for those.
Nice.
And it's even 17 all.
Mm-hmm.
And when I said it was even, I had a Red's Apple Ale on my left side. You know what my wife did for me?
What's that?
She made me a mudslide.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I love mudslides. I love.
awesome.
She made me a mudslide with sweet cream in it.
nice.
And by the time I saw the final possession, because she had gone over to the couch out of our office and she fell asleep. And any football husband knows when your wife is laying on the couch, it just looks so comfortable and inviting, and you're like, screw it. I went over the couch. My dog joined me on the couch.
Nice.
And by the time the second kickoff happened, we were all snoring.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously. Jody looked at me, Dr. K looked at me and said, "Did you see the final score of the Bills game?" And just at that moment, it flashed across the screen. And I said 34-31 Bills. And she's like, "Oh, it was closer than we thought." Now to Sunday. Rich Stadium, Orchard Park, New York. Joe Burrow against Josh Allen. Not Boomer Esiason against Jim Kelly.
No.
Because if my history serves me correct, this is the first time these two have met in the playoffs since 1988.
Wow.
And that
correct.
was an AFC championship game
It was.
at Riverfront
was.
Stadium in Cincinnati. This time they got to circle. This time the Bengals have to circle the wagons, and I don't think they have enough weapons to do so. However, if that defense of Cincinnati comes to play like they played against Baltimore, it will be extremely close. But I also expect this to be like a 500-yard game for one of these two teams. Buffalo will get the last laugh, 44-34. It's going to be. This is going to be a offensive game that's off the charts. And now to the feature game, where I will do a live stream of it, unless
Right.
Pretty Girl yanks me away from my desk and we're watching with drinks and food, which is probably going to happen also.
Yeah.
The Cowboys and my 49ers.
Oh,
All right.
here we go.
I cannot say I've gone back and forth on this game. I'm not even going to tell that lie with Tiny Tim in the house. I'm not even going to try to tell that lie.
Good.
Because, listen, y'all know I'm happily married. First question out my wife's mouth. How bad are the Cowboys going to get beat on Sunday? I fell over laughing. And I looked at her, and I'm trying not to laugh, and I go, "Now, why would you ask me a question like that?" She says, 1, this is you. 2, it's the Cowboys. 3, it's your 49ers.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Tiny Tim, but I will put this in a very simple sentence. As much as I would like to think otherwise, the Cowboys don't have a chance in hell getting in Levi Stadium. Now, I know the defense is going to ball. I know the defense is going to ball out, but all the pressure in the world is on Dak Prescott.
Agreed.
That's right.
All the pressure in the world is on
Facts.
Dak Prescott. And if you've noticed Dak Prescott over the past 2.5 seasons, there's only one thing you have to do. All you have to do is spook him. Go back to the game last year in Arlington.
True.
When the Niners marched right down the field and scored, made it 7-0. Dak Prescott came out ready to fire, and Nick Bosa had none of it.
Right.
Yep.
Here is the scariest thing in front of the Cowboys. During this 11-game winning streak, the 49ers have always had players missing out of their starting lineups. You know the scariest thing for the Cowboys right now?
What's that?
The 49ers are completely healthy.
Oh,
That's
boy.
right.
The 49ers are completely healthy. And that is with the addition of a fellow I've talked to Alex about, quite a few times. Does the name Javon Kinlaw mean anything to you?
Javon Kinlaw. Mm-hmm.
That's the second player that the 49ers in the last 4 years have drafted out of South Carolina. The other, of course, being Deebo Samuel.
Beast.
Javon Kinlaw and that 49er defense, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the toss and defer and let the Niners defense get on the field first and get that nervous energy out, get them settled down, see what Dak can do in the pocket. If you let Dak get out of the pocket, he's going to cause you some issues. But then again, you got to look at Dak Prescott the way you look at Josh Allen from last weekend.
Right.
Because if Dak Prescott gets spooked in any way, you can count on a turnover. Geno Smith, anyone?
Yep.
Because Geno was cruising until Sam Omenahu went pow right in the back.
Power
and Geno coughed up the football. That was the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my X factor for my 49ers. In 2 words, pick one. You have Mr. Brock Purdy.
Sonic boom.
You have Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, you can.
You have, of course, Deebo Samuel.
Yoga fire.
Yes.
You also have Jawan Jennings, who's come on lately.
Sonic boom.
Elijah Mitchell.
Oh, you can.
Are you not entertained?
I love that. I love that.
I am.
Then you have a healthy Elijah Mitchell.
Hadouken.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you have George the Animal Kittle.
Tiger uppercut.
Street Fighter, love it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I didn't even touch defense yet. The defense has a healthy Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead, and then to borrow from Richard Sherman, you have to deal with the immortal Nicholas John Bosa,
Tiger uppercut.
Yeah.
which makes Coach McCarthy's head spin, and also makes him think,
What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes.
Love
it.
Good one. Good one.
That's awesome.
And as soon as Pennywise looked at that offense last year under Garoppolo and the way they naturally walked down the field, he just had to think,
you can't get more natural than that, man.
and then all of it's 13-0, and Coach Pennywise is thinking,
No.
and of course he's still thinking,
No.
even after putting Tom Brady out to pasture. So he saw this. I may as well empty the chamber. I'm up late.
Let's go.
I'm gonna. Hey, Pizzle, you're familiar with all these sounds I play in the morning. I'm gonna.
Wait, hold on. I got one for you.
Hit me.
Moot 'em!
Go. There you go.
That, of course, Cole Johnson, one half of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
A genius. An absolute genius.
Mastermind.
See, like I said, Pennywise was looking at that 49er offense last year, which had a couple pieces missing, watch them walk down the field and go,
You can't get more natural than that, man.
Yeah, man.
and then Jerry Jones opened his mouth this week and said that our defense needs to be careful.
Why you always lying?
I was waiting to play that one.
I love you for that.
I can tell.
And Coach Jones, do me a favor.
Stay off the weed.
Oh, no.
I love you
Throw
for
in a
that.
Stephen A. soundbite.
Yep.
Which leads to this and another one. And Pennywise thinking
That's a spicy meatball.
in dealing with with those 49ers. What do you think? What do you think Seattle said when the fourth quarter happened?
Holy on smoke!
Hell yeah.
Fourth quarter got started. Seattle thinking,
Holy on smoke!
49ers thinking,
Woo!
and everybody on the Seattle sideline after seeing that fourth quarter going,
I think I just broke my chair.
I think I just.
thank you to the late great Rob Bramlett for that one.
Yes.
Yep.
So in essence, what I'm saying is Dallas is going to get one of these,
Something like some burger.
and these, and these, and this,
Sonic boom.
and this,
Yoga fire.
and this,
Tiger uppercut.
and finally be told
That's awesome.
45-17 49ers.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Now, here's one factor that Sermon did not mention, and I get the pleasure of mentioning.
Yeah.
Do you know in the last 4 games, the 49ers have averaged 35 points?
Mm-hmm.
And 41 was their season high. Now, if they scored 41 with a rocky start against Seattle, imagine what they're going to do to the Cowboys with a clean start.
True.
And as I said, they're going to tell the Cowboys,
You're out. Yeah.
Awesome.
of course, Tiny Tim right now is thinking,
Oh man.
like I said, I may as well empty the chamber when he should be thinking. Listen, Michael Irvin said it on the Rich Eisen show last year, and he said it this year. And this is totally true on paper. And Tiny Tim, you can't fault me for bringing this up. It's just fact. The worst matchup for the Cowboys is the 49ers. The worst matchup for Dallas is San Francisco. And basically it's just because of the way they run the ball downhill. They run downhill. They get a chance to run the ball, and they're thinking,
Excellent.
meanwhile, Cowboys see the 49ers running attack coming, which is fully healthy, by the way, and they're thinking,
Emotional
Damage. Yes. Classic.
I just got that sound recently.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
It'll be like last week against Seattle. It'll be competitive for 30 minutes. The Cowboys will be feeling their oats. And then the third quarter is going to start, and they'll get a few of these.
Tiger uppercut.
Hell yeah.
And as I did to Cole this morning, Cowboys are going to be looking at that clock going, and in the end, if the Cowboys hold a lead at halftime, all right, y'all ready?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I haven't used this one yet. If the 49ers trail at halftime by any amount, all they're going to think is this.
You know what? That makes me mad.
And then it'll be one
Touchdown.
after another after,
Touchdown.
and the Cowboys will be thinking,
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
and that's when they'll receive a right in the mouth.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Snowman, I appreciate you coming on. That was
I
absolutely
appreciate
incredible.
you having me.
Everybody, I put his link in the chat. Make sure you go subscribe to Snowman.
You got yourself a sub, man.
Oh,
Get this
man,
guy to 1,000.
One note. I just started my new channel. I'm moving everything there. Pizzle, I think I sent you the link. Is that the one you put?
No, that's the one for the one you have up now. Let me see if I can find that on my messenger.
Here, I'll put it back here. I'll put it here in the back.
And there it is.
I'll put my new channel. Oh boy, I can't believe I did all this.
That was amazing.
That was incredible.
That was phenomenal.
That was amazing.
Oh yeah.
There you go. The new channel's in the back chat. I'll still be using the old one
copy
up until February 13th, the day after the Super Bowl, and that's when I'll move everything there. And for Mr. Sermon, I'm sorry about your Stellars.
Yeah. Well, we're bringing Matt Cannon back, so we're doing this to ourselves. So,
you and the Stellars are gonna suffer again.
Oh hell!
I can't get that. That's the only accent I cannot copy yet.
Well, you can't do a Pennsylvania one.
I can't do a Yinzer. I need some practice on a Yinzer accent. I can't do that one yet.
I don't got the Yinzer one.
I'm not at full. Well, after my surgery, I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm not at full voice yet. After I kicked pancreatic cancer in the ass.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, being in front of a microphone, hanging out with you guys, doing my show every morning is a blast and a half.
Absolutely.
That's one of the biggest reasons I love doing it. And when I came out of surgery last April, there was like 3 weeks where no one heard from me. And I woke up crying one morning, and of course, there's my Jody right there. She says, do it in parts. Get back on the air, but do it in parts. If you're tired, go lay down. Well, May 2nd, I said, screw it. I'm coming back. And it's taken a bit for me to get back to full term. I'm not all the way back yet, but stuff like this is fun. And I love this show right here.
Damn right.
You guys. I love this show.
Appreciate you, man.
It's always great.
Absolutely. Snowman,
I leave you with this. I leave y'all with this. If y'all run into any bronze sexuals, give them this sound.
Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Goal! The Bulls win! They win it!
Hey man, I live in Southern Cleveland now, so I can do that on a regular basis.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. You know what's bad about that game? My dad and I watched it, and we were scared the entire fourth quarter. But we knew in the back of our minds MJ was going to touch the ball last. And then that happened, which changed two franchises forever.
Yeah. Yep. They did.
Oh, you guys are fabulous. You guys are absolutely fabulous. Thanks for letting me come on. I appreciate you.
You're
welcome, man.
Snowman in the morning, every Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Snowman, you are the absolute legend.
Thank you.
See y'all later.
Thank you.
Snowman.
See you later, dude.
All right, next.
Don't worry, I've been listening the whole time. It's just
wow.
That was incredible.
Yeah,
that was great. Love that guy. Okay, next up, we have a Colts fan.
Oh, we do.
What's up, dude?
Well. A Pizzle, Tiny Tim, Steel Sherman, Elsie Muscles. It is I, the
Cookman.
Yes.
What is this?
Hashtag Taraya. Fanatic.
Okay.
And Colts fan.
Colts fanatic.
Yes.
Okay.
Reppin'.
What's
up, buddy?
I have my YouTube channel on celebrating my 15th anniversary, which is carrying over to this year.
Nice.
And I'll say this about my Colts before I get into my predictions.
Yeah.
I know Elsie Muscle said that this year the Indianapolis Colts was a dumpster fire. I
That's one way of putting
disagree
it.
with you on one thing because it was more than a dumpster fire. It was a towering inferno.
Oh, well,
I mean,
Okay.
the entire season was just in disarray. From the way Matt Ryan was choking to having Jeff Saturday as the interim coach, which I hope I have nothing against the guy, mind you, but in my opinion, I think he should stay at it. I think Chip Irsay should have him as a offensive line coach instead of the interim coach.
Right.
okay.
I mean, I understand that not having a lot of experience as a head coach, but I mean, he just felt all out of whack the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, he never coached the game, so
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
you're up 33-0.
Oh no.
And you blow it like that. I'm
God.
telling you, he shouldn't even be allowed on the team playing it.
Absolutely, Sherman. I mean,
I don't care if you never coached or not. 33-0. That should be game over.
Largest.
I
comeback.
saw that game and I was just absolutely stunned.
I think we all were.
I think we all were.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the divisional round? Season.
Before I get to that, I got 4 right in the wild card. I only missed 2 games. The 2 that I missed were the Chargers and the Jaguars because I picked the Chargers to win.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it just went. They charged out.
They charged it.
Yeah. And the other one I missed was the Giants and the Vikings.
That was the same one I missed. Would have been perfect had the Vikings held on, but can't always get what you want.
Yeah, that's true. But when it comes to the divisional playoff games this weekend, I'll start with the AFC. The Jaguars and the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs have been the best team in the AFC throughout the season, and Jacksonville pretty much has surprised a lot of people with their record and what they did last week against Los Angeles. So, as much as I would like to see the Jags continue, I think that the Chiefs are just going to win the game and move to the AFC Championship. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has had another tremendous season.
Mm-hmm.
So I will pick Kansas City to win by a score of 31-24.
Cool.
So
all right. Chiefs are going to the AFC Championship game according to you. Who's going to be facing them?
Well, this is the game of the week for me by far, that being the Bengals and the Bills.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing oops, sorry. Drooled.
Oh good.
I I remember seeing what happened in Cincinnati with DeMar Hamlin.
Mm-hmm.
That was just tragic. But I'm glad that he's feeling better.
Yes.
So, and A Pistol, I saw you on Bofas on the sofas with Mr. Garrison.
Yep.
And
Every Monday.
Yeah. I saw Gary's reaction when you put money on the Buccaneers to go all the way.
I think I still have that ticket. I think I still have that ticket. Hold on.
That's gotta hurt.
Yep. Says it right here. Look at this. Plus 900 on the Buccaneers.
Whoa.
Man.
Would have won me $90.
Wow.
Nothing. But yeah.
I can't believe Gary. I still hear Gary's reaction to that.
Yeah.
And it's been like what, 3 or 4 days?
And here we are.
But going back to the Bengals and Bills, this to me is the game of the week.
100%.
And I wouldn't be surprised if DeMar Hamlin is there. And the crowd at Highmark Stadium will just go absolutely apeshit
Oh yeah.
when they see him.
Will.
So, I mean, the Bengals have had a really good run this year, and I thought that if they would continue on the pace that they were going, that it would be another trip to the Super Bowl, maybe win it this time, and maybe get that rematch between Bengals and Rams, but the Rams season just
think.
Yeah, we're injured way too much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. But as far as this is concerned, I think the Bills, it's totally destiny on their part, because everything that's happened with DeMar Hamlin, I just can't go against Mr. Garrison's Bills. So I'm going to pick Buffalo to win over Cincinnati by a score of 31-17.
There you go.
Nice.
Mr. Gapper.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I still like making fun of Gary no matter what. I just get to him every day. It's funny.
I understand that.
Under his skin.
Yeah. The NFC games.
The NFC.
I'll start with the Eagles and Giants. I mean, I was surprised that the Giants won against Minnesota last week. Are you guys surprised?
They were my upset last week.
Wow. So, I would think that the Eagles, they have proved, not only to me, but to I'm sure a lot of folks, that they have what it takes to go back to the Super Bowl and win it all. That's what, I mean, they've been the most dominant team in the National Football Conference this year.
Yes, they have.
So, as much as I would like the Giants to win, I'm going to have to go with Philadelphia to
He's going with those chickens.
yeah, unfortunately. It's going to be a close game. The Giants will make it a close game. It'll be Eagles 31, Giants 28.
Okay.
So, A Pistol, play that. that guy that
Oh,
does
you want to hear the guy? You want to hear
Yes.
the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
There you go.
Every time.
Funny every
What's
time.
it all? And last but certainly not least, Tiny Tim's Cowboys and the 49ers. I have watched a lot of the old Cowboy versus 49er games, mainly the 80s and 90s. And I have to say, while the 49ers pretty much dominated Dallas during the 80s, the Cowboys were able to beat them a couple of times during the 1990s,
Yes.
especially the 92 and 93 Cowboys with Jimmy Johnson.
That's right.
Nowadays, I still think that the Cowboys and 49ers are up at the top with of course, Philadelphia. But if I were to determine who had the edge in this, I would definitely say that Dallas, based on their previous performances in the latter stages of this season and in the playoffs, primarily because of Brock Purdy, I would think that I would give the edge to the Cowboys. So for that, I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win it by a score of 27-1 and play the Jimmy Johnson bit.
Oh, you want to hear Jimmy too?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah.
Boy, he just loved that.
Yes. So those are my picks, and let me shell out my channel before I get on out of here. Like I said, my channel's been on YouTube for 15 years, going on 6 in June. I post a lot of stuff, including highlights from my Indianapolis Colts games, because you know how the NFL is. They like to block a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to complain about it. But I'll leave my link in the private.
Actually left it in the chat and the live chat, so people can go subscribe to him.
Yeah, I'm on the hashtag road to 900 subs. So by all means, go check me out. It would be greatly appreciated. And A Pistol, if you would like to have me as a guest picker for next season, I would welcome the opportunity to be on here with you guys. I really do appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, Josh.
It's been a blast. So with that, I bid you good night and thanks for having me.
Thanks,
All right,
Josh.
Josh.
All right. Thanks for being on here.
All right.
You're welcome.
Later, man. All right, I'm breaking the rules just a little bit because it's almost 1 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm breaking the rules a little bit. We got 2 people coming on right now.
Hey,
Okay.
you're getting the cam tonight.
Yeah. I was just about to say these are going to be my last callers because I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
All right. So, you want to do the first one, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right, Jaguars and Chiefs. It's an interesting matchup for sure, but here's the difference for me. Last week, the Jags, in my opinion, faced a better defense than they do this week. Sure, KC's offense is better, but honestly, who's better defensively, Jacksonville or KC? With that said, Alex, if you want, sound the alarm.
Whoa.
I'm going, that's right, I'm going with the Jaguars, as Garrett Bear would say, to go into Arrowhead and knock off the Chiefs 29-23. Duval, your turn.
Yeah, so this game was
left, that's why.
For me. The Chiefs haven't gone one and done in the Mahomes era, like you said, Sermon.
Mm-hmm.
Although they
should
should
happen eventually.
They should last year.
They should have.
Not last year. Year before, they should have. Or they should have in the COVID. But I digress. Moving on. While Trevor Lawrence has not lost on a Saturday in his life, when's the last time Andy Reid has lost coming off a bye week?
That's true.
Yeah.
There's something I didn't say.
It's going to come to an end. And that's why I love the sport of football.
Same.
Patrick Mahomes never goes one and done. This is the loudest Trevor Lawrence will ever go into. My X factor for the Chiefs, I don't think anyone has talked about him. Jerick McKinnon.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Jerick McKinnon has been a really good weapon ever since he's arrived in Kansas City. Andy Reid really likes Jerick.
There's Alex.
The Chiefs, I've said since week 4, the best team in the league.
Yep, I can confirm this.
And they've been my pick to win the Super Bowl, though it has been changing a little.
I can confirm that as well.
I think Kansas City wins this game in the end. I do want to see Jacksonville win, but in the end, Kansas City, I think Mahomes is going to be too much for that Jags defense. And if you throw 4 interceptions again in the first half, 5 turnovers total because they muffed the punt, you're done. You're done. You're not coming back. Kansas City. Kansas.
God.
I think it's a game where by the 4th it's going to be close. Chiefs pull away late, 39-20 Chiefs.
I didn't see Alex went. That's why I was surprised nothing happened. He took Chiefs. I took Jags.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
Oh, you went
Eagles
Jags.
and Giants, which means you, my friend, are going first because you saved me for last.
I put this out in one of Dashy's streams. This is a rivalry game of the week for me.
Oh, it is.
It's the big rivalry.
Oh yeah.
Both NFC games are great rivalries. This is one of the greatest.
Better man. Yep.
If I 4 times while the Giants are 2-2.
That's right. That's why, as a side note, that's why I've always said, my personal opinion, it's the best rivalry in NFL history. You know, because
it's definitely
Bears Packers may be the oldest, but let's be honest, Bears and Packers are never good at the same time. The Giants and Eagles are usually on the same page. You know.
Even though we always seem to own them. True. I'll say this: Packers and Bears. I wish that was a much more tighter rivalry.
Yeah.
Back to Zach.
This is my reason in the league.
You keep going out.
And Raven viewers, this is my favorite rivalry.
Okay.
Of watching.
It's in the top 5.
It's what I ask for when rivalry. It's what and I've been a believer in Brian Dable. He's by far coach of the year in my eyes.
100%.
That's also what he outcoached Doug Peterson and beat him. And he's done more with less than over. I've gone ballsy. One of them involved the Eagles, and it almost happened. I was a guest when I picked the Colts.
Piss off.
And it almost happened. Colts
Yeah, but we showed you taught you a lesson.
I'm gonna go ballsy. Sound the alarm.
Piss off.
There we go.
If I knew Alex wasn't on, I wouldn't have asked for it earlier.
Are 6-0 against the number 1 seed all time.
Really?
Yep,
I did not know
earlier
that.
this
Wait,
week.
what is that? What was it?
I saved it. I gotta find it.
What did he say?
6-0 against the
Giants
number
are 6-0 against 1 seeds in franchise history.
Yeah, I watch Good Morning Football every morning. I did not see that.
Damn.
I saw it posted online somewhere. I gotta find it.
Not a lot of people are getting the Giants hot because they have won
And a
in
good reason.
are meant to be broken. 28-21, big blue.
28-21.
Real quick, CA Cougar. That's all you Cowboys pictures do. Oh, we'll talk about them in a little bit. But in terms of, all of y'all taking big poo. Yeah, big poo. Now you see Austin. This is referring to this past Monday. Now you see Austin. That big blue NY logo. That is what we football people call an abomination.
Dude,
Giants made it tougher than expected with their backups, but that just means we match up worse with their starters. Do you really think Daniel Jones, who got blown out by us with their starters in MetLife, will end the Giants' 9-game losing streak here? Alex, you know what song to play. Hell nah.
Oh, you want to play this song? Oh, you want me to play Tiny's his favorite song?
Go for it. You know it.
All right.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Listen.
Kiss my ass. It'll be close. But this time, to quote Q from Honey Pup, that's right, kiss my big fat ass. But we'll go to the NFC Championship game in a close one this time, 30-25. Big poo down the drain where you belong.
Speaking of Austin and his logos, I still can't believe he thought Texas Longhorns was the Chicago Bulls.
No joke.
Oh
I
my
can confirm.
Are you serious?
His brother does not know.
I'm going to
said
send you
he
the
thought
link to
the Texas Longhorns was the Chicago Bulls. No joke.
Oh
I was there. I watched it.
I'm going to send you the link, Sermon, after this.
All right. B-Bold,
Yeah,
you want to start or you want me to go?
I'll start this.
All right. Battle of the Bees.
Buffalo Bills, Bengals. I think I'm the only one who doesn't think it's going to be close. Regardless, here's why. Neither team looked good. I think Buffalo looked worse. Yeah, Tyler Huntley ain't good. He's better than Skylar Thompson, who's a 7.
Agreed.
And you have supposedly the best defense in the league. Yeah, I don't understand that. I've been saying since week 8, Buffalo is a little overrated. That Minnesota game showed me they were criminally overrated. And these are two teams that should have the number 1 seed. Josh Allen's the reason the Bills don't have the 1 seed. Zach Taylor is the reason the Bengals do not have the 1 seed.
Because he didn't challenge against us.
And that first race on him.
Should have won anyway.
My factor is this. The X factor for me, Buffalo's run defense is not as their bread and butter is when Minnesota. Now they go against T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and they can use Joe Mixon out of the backfield. Big games like this where Joe Mixon shines. Burrow is 7-0, below 43s. 8-0. Bengals win 49-20.
Okay.
All right. Bengals and Bills, this time in Buffalo. I'll say this much. It'll be in Cincinnati in the regular season next year. Hopefully that'll make up for Week 17. Just doesn't feel the same as in Buffalo as it does in Cincinnati, being honest. But I think the Bills can use that footage. They now have head-to-head with the Bengals to their advantage, and now I think they're more prepared, and I think that they know them better, and I think they will get through it at home 35-30. It's the Garrett Bears Bills to the AFC title game.
You want to hear that guy?
Sure. Why not?
It was,
It's the Bills. Buffalo all the way this time.
Yeah.
And finally, Cowboys and Niners. You just started 2 in a row. I'll finish this one off. Rematch of the last Dallas road win prior to Monday night. Last time the Cowboys got past 2 rounds, my parents weren't married for another 7 months. Do you really think that'll change? Hey, Alex, do you know what song that calls for?
Oh, no.
Oh, we got to play it one more time?
You know what I'm talking about.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Listen.
I told you, Sia Kruger, we'd get into this. I'll say this. Now, it's only so many teams that have scored more than 24. Here's a hot take. Both defenses will make it such a low-scoring game. Neither team puts up at least 20. You heard it first.
Wow.
Remember, that's how good both defenses are. You heard it first. 19 to 16. How about them Niners to the NFC title game to come into Philly? Zach, what you got?
The last time these two played in San Francisco in the playoffs,
Tim's mad.
this line was born.
Bite me.
Play it.
What?
Say it, Jimmy.
Oh, you want? Oh, you hear it.
How about them Cowboys?
Yep.
It's right there.
Yeah.
This line was born after that game.
Yep.
And now, how many years later?
What year was that, 92?
92.
31. Well, 30 seasons.
Yeah.
31 years
31.
later, we're now in 2023. And these two meet again in San Francisco.
Santa Clara.
It feels like the 90s. Both NFC playoff games are big-time rivalries. This is the other one. This is the greatest postseason rivalry in NFL history.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
From those
100%.
wars they had in the 90s, Joe Montana, the Dwight Clark, to go to the Super Bowl. And this year, with the defenses led by, on Dallas, Micah Parsons, and for San Francisco, Defensive Player of the Year and former St. Thomas Aquinas Raider, Nick Bosa.
Bosa.
The Niners are – there's also other guys on that defense. I don't think Nick Bosa is the only X factor. You got Javon Kinlaw.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a guy to really look out for. Taiwanda Hufanga in that
That's right.
He has put on a masterclass season for the Niners.
Another Polynesian guy.
Yes.
We know another great Polynesian guy who played safety. Wink,
Troy
wink, nudge, nudge.
Polamalu.
First ballot Hall of
He has
Famer.
the hair of Troy
And
Polamalu.
the most beautiful hair I've ever seen in a player, you know.
That's right.
Greatest Steeler
You
defensive
have
player. in my
Travarius
life.
Ward, who is revived himself in that secondary. Just shows D'Amico Ryans is the best defensive coordinator in the league and should be lined up for teams as an NFL head coach. And you got the Niners offense. I don't think anyone gives them credit. Ever since Brock Purdy has taken over the starting job for an injured Jimmy G, the Niners have had the number 1 scoring offense in the league.
Wow.
Won 11 in a row. You want to know who the last team to beat them was?
I think it was Atlanta.
Kansas City.
KC. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, KC.
Chiefs.
3 teams scored 35 or more, scored 28 or more on the 49ers. The Falcons, Chiefs, and Vegas with Jarrett Stidham.
Makes no sense.
But the Cowboys offense has some playmakers of their own. CeeDee Lamb is the biggest X factor for the Cowboys. Then you have Tony Pollard in that run game, the offensive line. Even Dak Prescott can use his legs. If Dallas has a bit of a slow start, like on Dak's first drive where he threw 3 straight incompletions, although 2 of them were really just drops. Either way, I've said since week 4, Kansas City's the best team in the league. But ever since they traded for Christian McCaffrey,
CMC,
my pick to win the NFC has been the 49ers. I've said they're second to the team. And I think the 49ers go to the NFC Championship game and win 35-20. A rematch of 2011 between the Giants and Bears is my pick. For the AFC, I have Chiefs Bengals.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Alex, I just noticed. I didn't know your goose knew how to use computers.
Oh, good.
You see that honking in the chat?
Yeah.
Honk, 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 honk.
Anyways, if I could find some streams, I'll call the 49ers Cowboys game.
Got something to say?
Eagles game.
Too bad none of us speak goose.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Don't talk shit about Gladys.
As you were. Was that it?
Yep.
I think that is all.
I know. I will, if I can find a stream and get my setup done, call both NFC games. They're both rivalry games.
All right.
Leo G. Aflar.
Awesome. Wow, what a show.
Yep.
What a freaking show. What a night.
Man.
Wow.
What a night. I agree.
I appreciate each and every single one of you guys.
Hey, thank you
and then
for- thank
everyone
you for
that
having
was
us.
on
Yeah.
here.
Thank
everyone
you
else
for having
everyone
all
else-
of us.
Absolutely. Everyone else that was on here. Joshua Cook. Of course, you had Dashy. And, of course, Snowman.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Snowman.
No man.
Appreciate each and every single one of y'all. I unfortunately am not going to be streaming this week because I am going to be in New York City this weekend.
Okay.
New York City.
Yeah, New York City, the city that never sleeps.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Visiting some friends from the tri-state area, if you know what I'm saying.
cool.
Oh, I got you.
Nice.
Tim, of course, you got the Fantasy Football Fever every Friday night.
Yes, sir. Every Friday night, 10:15 p.m. Eastern, 15 p.m. Central, on my channel, which of course simply is TJM3774. That's all you need to know. Fantasy Football Fever will be on this Friday.
LC, what's up?
I'll to be determined. I'm hopefully going to go live. One live stream would be nice, but we'll see. So to be determined. I want to get a Steeler video out though soon.
I plan on doing both the Giants Eagles and the Niners Cowboys game.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm
Love
pushing
call,
to be on that. Go ahead.
Love call rivalry games.
Nice.
Your audio kept cutting it out. I didn't know.
Nice.
I'm looking into being on with Dashy tomorrow night. And
So am I.
where?
Maybe.
And Sermon, how about
And
you,
then,
my
of
man?
course, Mr. Cernan.
The GOAT.
Legend.
Yes.
Well, be on the lookout for more content from my channel. Obviously, a little bit of good news for once for the Pirates. McCutcheon's coming back. But
former Philly.
yeah, as much as I love him, he's one of my favorite Pirates I've ever seen play. But we are not an Andrew McCutcheon away from being competitive. He is not going to fix up our trash pitching. I can tell you that right now. It's
favorite.
Yeah, but it's great to have him back. He might actually give me a reason to go to PNC Park this year. But unfortunate news for Steeler fans, Matt Canada is back.
I thought rumor was you were going to get rid of him.
That was just a rumor. That was just a rumor. It wasn't true. It's just a rumor.
Damn.
And
I heard
I fought for that one.
I just don't get it because
that's unfortunate.
Mike Tomlin actually said that he was waiting for Byron Leftwich to be fired to see if he would make a move, and Leftwich got fired. So
really,
today
I don't know.
Or yesterday.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean,
Leftwich.
But yeah, Matt Canada's back. It's just
yikes.
Expect more of the same for us. I mean, yeah, we'll win 9 games because
still winning record.
Yeah, we'll win 9 games because that's what the fan base likes nowadays instead of a Super Bowl. But
9 wins you get into the playoffs. Anybody can.
Next year in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And then for the Pens, we stunk it up against Ottawa tonight of all teams. I mean,
Lightning just whooped on the Canucks.
Like I always say,
when I was there for once.
Like I said, like I said the other night, I have no clue what Penn's team I'm seeing anymore.
There's times I have that with the Lightning. In fact, we just whooped on the Canucks.
But yeah, that's the state of my channel right now. Just pumping out content. Of course, once I get to 1,000,
get the man to
I'll
1,000.
be back with streaming. Definitely.
Rounding
Get the man to 1,000
in terms of 1,000.
Yeah, I'm at 860 right now. So
860.
140
to go.
140.
Can't wait.
That was an easy one.
Build it up.
Can't wait.
We still better than the Sharks. Sharks can't do a damn thing right now.
Especially week 11 this year. If you need me next year, more than welcome to do it. I know the Steelers and Packers play each other next year.
Got you.
We play Miami in Philly next year.
Philly.
That's right.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be something.
Alabama quarterback hole.
Possibly.
Healthy.
If healthy, yeah.
If healthy.
Hurts into Hurts the guy I met. I met him when Alabama came. I almost went to the national.
All right, well, hey, I really got to get the
same. We're signing off for the night. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. For Pizzle, for Tim, for Chelsea, Sturman, all you guys. Hey, Pizzle, peace out. Fins up. Baby!
See
y'all later.